gonna buy a Logitech one. My friend said Blue Yeti, the brand.
Blue Yeti
Logitech.
was faithful to me for years. But I
Yeah.
got a cheaper version. Is it? Well, not a cheaper version, but a mic that I find is a better quality than the Blue Yeti, which is the HyperX, and I got the RGB version. The only issue is that the store that I bought mine from locally only had white, but you can get the black version.
HyperX.
Yeah, HyperX is a
Oh,
really
okay.
good one.
Okay, I'll
You,
think about it.
you stayed awake, logged
I mean,
on, immediately
I'm
spawn
the
camp.
type of guy that doesn't like the whole like microphone thing. I just like it. Oh yeah, the headphone, it comes with the microphone and everything.
Hey,
I don't
hey.
like having a microphone in my face while I'm recording a video or something. I don't know. It's not that guy.
No, everybody's in this instance. Haruto is in this instance, Shinsetsu's in this instance, you're in this instance, Ace is in this instance. Guys, we got the good instance.
Yes, sir. Simo and Vass.
Yeah, I apologize for the people
Goodbye.
on YouTube who just got that notification like 25 times. I don't know, my streaming software was having a spaz. Watch people unsub from me because I sent
Why?
like 5 going live notifications in the space of 2 minutes.
Wait, why? Why are you streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time? I don't understand.
Because it's free real estate.
No, but why? What made you go with that decision?
Oh, the fact that
Because all of a sudden I saw you stream on both.
Twitch made it legal to do both, so why not?
Oh, just because of that?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's just like when
That was the
Instagram
other
made it possible to use 10 pictures in a row for like a canvas. If you get if you get access to use 10 pictures, then post all 10 pictures, bro. Sparkling Stars headband, bro.
You didn't. You didn't have that.
No, I can be cute.
That's from a long time ago.
I can be cute. Look at that. Look at that.
You didn't know.
No, I didn't have that.
There's like different colors with the sparklers as well, like purple, red, green, blue.
Yeah, I know about the sparklers, but I didn't have the headband.
That
Like you can run around being yeah.
that's when that came out. Look at the Teletubbies now.
Yeah. I should make like Teletubbies AK3D vision with like Flag as the son up in the corner narrating the whole thing, like how the baby was. And we like, and then we have the Teletubbies. The Teletubbies would be you, Ace.
No,
Who else
no.
would be a Teletubby?
Don't add me.
Yeah, we make you the blue one.
No.
Ace can be the
That'll
yellow
be
one.
nothing. Bro.
We'll make Voss Poe. They had such weird names. The Teletubbies had such weird names. They're like Tinky Winky. Like
Can I be the sun?
I mean, you could. Because I'm
The
like,
sun baby that's like smiling in the morning.
yeah, like who even comes up with those names? Were you on like acid or something? Regarding cosmetic, you
Probably.
can't get that for 11 months. What do you mean 11 months? Is it like a Mogloween exclusive suit?
Oh, Black Friday, that just ended. Good luck, man.
Get wrecked. I need to stop telling people to get wrecked.
Then you get wrecked.
I always get wrecked. Did you see me fail terribly at G Fuel yesterday? We failed terribly at G Fuel yesterday. Hey yo, what's up, noodles?
I didn't watch you doing G Fuel yesterday. I
Yeah,
popped
good.
into stream for a little bit and
It's
then
good you would have cringed. You'd be like, what the hell is this man doing?
most likely yes. Alright, there we go. Event done. Time to go PvP.
PvP on New Year's?
I'm right. No, I'm still in the past, bro.
Ah, okay.
Gotta
It
keep
is...
destroying people and then till New Year's.
Bruh. Just, you can carry me if you want. Actually, no, I'll just stay here and chill. I'll just watch.
Here.
What you should do is you should share your PvP screen on Discord. And then I share that. And then it's multi-streaming. I stream your stream.
What? If you want to. Alright.
I don't know. Something is wrong with me. Listen, I woke up. I woke up less than half an hour ago. Okay, leave me alone. I'm having my morning coffee. I'm currently having my morning coffee.
Dude, saw your PvP tweets.
What PvP
The
tweet?
gray modded screen.
Oh yeah, no, like when I was PvPing, like I can't remember who was stopped by and they were like, so lag, when did your AK3 get modded, right? And I was taken completely unawares because I genuinely wanted to know like if they thought I was using reshader or something, right? So I was like, no, my AK3 isn't modded, what? And they're like, so why is your screen black and white? And I was like, wow.
Get destroyed, man.
Yeah.
You got PvP'd in your own stream.
I did. That's how most of my streams are, meeting lag versus chat.
Bubbly.
But it is January in the Philippines, I believe, and Australia, a couple other parts of the world. So happy New Year.
Australia, Japan. Japan, land of the enemy.
So happy New Year to everybody living in the future. Tell us how 2024 is. Is it any better than 2023?
It's worse. I don't want to go there.
Bro, do you remember how 2023 started? It was like insane.
Garbage. With COVID and everything. Everyone was on the edge, man. Tell you that much. And another live event.
When? Live event when? Where? How? What?
Last chest crashed on them. Oh, another chest? Nice. Yeah.
Bro, I can do chess review. No, wait, never mind. I'm VTuber right now.
What?
I'm not. Okay.
yeah, keep going, yeah.
I was about to test the new Twitch meta, bro.
they removed that. No more.
Now get like the
No
black
more,
get like the black
quote
bars,
unquote artistic nudity.
bro.
Artistic nudity. I don't know how that's how 2023 went right there. Artistic nudity, bro.
Bro, where is Ace? Tell Ace get into VC. Oh, like smack him or something.
Nice. Join. See. With me and like a minute.
You do not recognize the mulligans in the chest? What is a mulligan? I have no idea. I saw mulligan question mark, but I don't know what mulligan means.
Mulligan means do-over. It's a golf term. I don't play golf. That's literally the only thing I know about golf other than wearing fanny pants.
Hey yo, is that the paladin himself?
Hi, Lag. How you
There it
doing?
is. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Happy New Year's.
Oh, jeez.
Are you streaming?
I am. We are live.
Oh, well, hello everybody. Hello, Lag. I'm Ardix. Thanks for inviting me to come hang out for a few. I apologize for my children in the background.
It's cool. It's cool.
They get very loud.
Did Mads just disappear?
Do what?
Mads was in VC. Yeah, I think he disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have worn deodorant.
Follow me.
So how do we do on the first one? First one's always like a weird warm-up one. Like, gosh, everyone's so powerful now. It's really hard to like. It's really hard because I can't spawn normal monsters because everyone kills them in like one shot.
Even though they're scaled?
Babylon's not scaled.
Oh, right. I play this game. Yeah, okay, I know.
It was neat that this was the first time like my children joined in and were there for the event.
Oh,
And I'd keep glancing over at my oldest son's computer and he'd be there fighting the things and then he'd be off in some other area questing. I'm like, what the heck? And then he'd come back just in time for the spawns. I'm like, how are you timing this?
that's some pro gamer moves right there.
He beat the
Efficiency.
Tower of Necromancy and Ashfall over the last 2 days.
Okay. So he's playing
It
through
was-
the entire saga.
Yeah, he was playing through the Tower of Necromancy and like he's like really into the story. Like he actually like I just assume people don't read, right? So like he's actually like reading everything and I'm like, wow. He's like, Dad, this is really dark. I'm like, thank you. And he got through this one room. He goes, there's this one room where there's a crazy like necromantress girl, gosh, I can't remember her name, Yvette.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like she's all about like reanimating her old friends and
Yeah. I remember
there's all
that.
these like named teratomas in the room. And he goes, Dad, why are these all named after people I know? I said,
Oh my god.
yeah, there's Uncle Tony, Uncle AJ, Uncle Akon. Like they're all named after my best friend and ex-girlfriends. So like I just like
Your ex-girlfriends? Really?
yeah. Well, originally
Bro.
it was just my ex-girlfriends, but I needed more monsters, so I put all my old childhood friends in there too.
Bro. I wasn't ready. But no, that story, I like that story because I mean, no, I'm not into necrophilia, but it was kind of cool that she was that.
Pardon my cough.
That's all right.
I really enjoyed the tower. It was something that I wanted to build in AQ3D like for a really, really long time, and then when I finally got to build it, they're like, no, stop, because we did like, you know, building it now would be pretty easy, but building it back then, everything was very custom. So,
Hmm.
hey, guys, guys, do you want to be
Also-
on the stream? Just stay here.
Oh, thank you for the sub, Haruto. Much love, much love.
My
Welcome back.
car.
Welcome
Welcome.
back.
What a, thank you. What an ending. 23.
So, what can we do better on the next live event? What would you like to see?
Well, I woke up late for this one, so I missed the majority of it. So I'm not
Well,
sure.
Normally we do more weird things, but we ran into a bug where anything that wasn't a monster that we spawned wasn't dying. Well,
Interesting.
it was dying in my instance, but not in any of the other instances. So, like, we had all of these NPCs that were spawned that just never went away.
Like Robina? Could you just spawn like never-ending series of Robinas?
Did I do that?
Like, I mean, can you?
I could.
Somebody said, can we see a giant lag for the next event?
Giant. We had plenty of giant lag during this event.
Oh jeez. Speaking of giant lags, I was about to do my new model reveal.
What's a model reveal?
So my VTuber model, the current one that I'm using, I'm gonna swap that out for a new one that I was working on.
Ooh. When does that go live?
Was gonna go live right now.
Oh, hot diggity.
Yeah, I even have like a spiffy animation for like I have a changing room on screen because you know the Twitch meta is no longer a thing. So I have to close up the curtains. Nobody can see me change my clothes. So we're gonna do that. Is everybody ready? Can we get like 5 meows in chat before I change my clothes? And we do the model review?
He just gave you a poison something. Come on. Wait.
Thank you for the raid, Kiba. Alright, we have 2 meows in chat. I apologize if you hear background noise. Apparently there's somebody with a weed whacker cutting grass nearby on New Year's Eve. That's insane.
Wonderful. Oh, speaking of PvP, I saw a couple of people from the Axe Guild trying to PvP me.
What did you do
They were
with your
just trying to duel me.
What did you do with your mic, bro?
I told you, everything power went out. I'm on my phone.
Oh.
I told you it's the ending.
Oh, I did. That completely
Power.
went over my head. Anyways, we only gotten 2 meows. We need 3 more. Oh, well, we got another one.
That is the live event finished.
That's,
That's been done, and then all of a sudden everything went out.
I guess it went out with the live event. Killed your power. There we go.
Damn right.
All right, the Rars
We'll get
will.
those too strong, man.
Yeah, the Rars will work. All right, thank you. So let's do this. All right, let's see if this works because I didn't test this. I just set it up. I didn't test it. Let's go. Changing room.
Alright.
Your guardian. Looks like there's a lot in it.
Now you see me? No, you don't.
What the?
Should we do like some sort of like countdown, like?
I feel like for my safety, I should turn off the stream. I don't want to get flashed or something.
Boss says, "Nice meow, funny golden axe man."
Yeah, boss. Come on, let's go here.
Wait, is everyone in the X Guild like part of your family, artists?
I'm sorry, say again.
Is everyone in the X Guild like part of your family, or?
Not everybody, but I put that in there so I could track them.
Oh, okay.
All right, are you guys ready for?
I apologize. Like when they were genetically designed in their creation canisters, like all of their like volume stats were put up to 11. Can you hear them?
Just barely.
No, that's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, okay. So my son is playing Adventure Quest 3D. My youngest son's playing Adventure Quest 3. My daughter's playing Adventure Quest 3D while Discord chatting with her friend, which is the daughter of my former assistant. And they're playing Adventure Quest 3D. And it gets really loud in here.
I saw them wrecking people in PvP. I guess they really like PvP. No?
That's insane. All right, I think I'm ready. Can you guys do like a
Okay,
little
here we
countdown?
go. Moment of truth. Because your old one was really cool.
Yeah. This one is like true to time to my my OC, so you'll see. So can we get a little countdown?
Yeah.
Anybody? Like from 3.
3, 2,
We need like some epic reveal
1.
music.
I don't have any, I think, because I'm streaming on YouTube as well, so I'll probably get DMCA straight. Anyway, 3, 2, 1.
Da, 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 da.
Well, there's nothing.
Hello.
You're invisible! You did it! You're not. Oh, there it is! Whoa, look at that!
Yeah. It's not empty. You thought it was gonna be empty, didn't you? I really like this model. It's nice and
Wow.
chill.
What the hell?
Something physics going on with the hair.
Yeah.
You look like Kirito.
The hair is really nice. And it's like the eyes and the face, it looks a lot more responsive.
You look like Kirito.
I look Adventure Quest 3D Kirito.
Yeah, but, yeah, like Sword Art Online.
Sort of 3D.
Kirito right there.
Alright. So I mean, well, yeah, that's my big announcement for today. That's my big reveal. That's it. I don't know how
Very
to hype
nice.
things up, but you can take things away with story time now if you want, Artix. Yeah.
Now we're gonna sing some more praises of this model. This thing's really like so. I'm checking out your character here on the left, and I apologize that I didn't know what your character like really looked like until
Mhm.
just now. Like this got style.
Thanks. Like it looks like my AQ3D in-game model too. So you have the OC over there on covering chat. Then you have the inspiration, and then you have this.
So do you like the fur coat in the picture, or do you like this like really cool like armored shoulder
Well, I
band
couldn't
better?
I couldn't find something that worked with the first stuff that I have on the shoulder, so I like the armor band. Because it works, right? And it makes me seem like I'm ready to go on adventure at any point in time.
It's like straight up Final Fantasy. It looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. I think it was inspired by Sephiroth. Impure Death wants to know how having kids play AQ3D influences the development of the game. And
Oh, it
everybody
helps
says
all my
happy
development
birthday.
right there. Just try to do anything. But it does, have me hold my head in shame as they were playing through Doomwood. Well, Aiden, like it just not. Doomwood needs fixes so bad fixes. The shame. So for the past 6 months, as you probably know, I've been very heavily on Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
That project is it's really going well. That team's really nice to work with. Like it reminds me of the old days where somebody just says something and things manifest like magically. And our strength's been in 2D. Like 3D was a really big change for us. And even though we've been doing it for 5 years, like those struggles have always been persistent. We also got and look, I take responsibility for all the screw ups that I've done. I'm the first one to apologize when something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hey, let's make lots of excuses. I'll if something's a fact, let's call it a fact. But the 2D project, we've had challenges in the 2D project, but man, we're ripping through them. So the AQ3D team, which is still the largest team in the studio. They've been I wrote Nolgath with Mamet, and they kind of took it and been running with stuff since. I thought the Pizza Hero release was really good. The parody release they did for Mogloween was really nice. In addition, okay, I also wrote that one, the Raven Spire one. But I've been basically hands off since, just full transparency. The team's been improving and doing their thing, and so yeah, weird. That got very anticlimactic as I kept going.
No, that's understandable. I don't have too many comments about the Nolgath saga because, well, one, I'm waiting for Fernal to do a podcast with me at some point. Because he's been very involved with it, and he seems to be very passionate about AQ Worlds and AQ 3D combination kind of stuff. I don't get it. Like personally, I don't like the Nulgath style of farming because it's not a terrible grind, but it's just confusing kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
but I love the Nulgath story itself. Like the way the story was designed, I definitely enjoyed that, and I will keep saying that. And I do have all of the I do have the endgame stuff, so I do have my assassin bloodletters and stuff, the anomalies and all that. But it's like doing the actual farm for everything else can be a little confusing. It's all over the place, kinda, to me. But other people
Yeah, I
seem
think we
to
have-
do it just fine.
I think we have three very distinct camps of players. Players who came from, the old school games, who have a very heavy expectation about how things should be and really want it to be that way. And some of those grinds are pretty brutal, and some of those, like the item drops, were just like insane when, the original stuff was done. So Camp 1, like, they really champion that, and like a lot of our like hardcore players like kind of fall into that. And then we have, newer players who, AQ3D set the standard, and then there's a expectation of the way that AQ3D should be, because that's the way things have been in the past. And then you have people that are completely outside of all that who are like, why would anybody do either of those things? And I see across all of our games, to be transparent, a lot of like, because it's not like, the staff actually cares about the game. The staff actually works on the game like every day, So, the conversations about these things behind the scenes and the debates and the going back and forth and looking at the feedback and deciding we're going to do something, but then we do that and then we get eviscerated for it. So we go try the other way. And like, it's exactly what I think everybody thinks it is. It's like, you can't make everybody happy. So we keep trying to add lots of stuff, but then there is a limit to the scope of the releases. Like, you can only do so much, in the time you have available. But I don't know. I think there are a lot of fun things in there. I think Sir Fainal's passion really is in the monster balance and having all those crazy drops and stuff to do it. And then designing stuff that, like the Shadow Reaper of Doom in the event, like he was instrumental in helping that one. You just got one for completing the story. Like, it was a, epic tier. Normally you'd expect that would be something we would sell, that every player could get as a reward from that quest. And then you could power it up, and then you could do really, really crazy. If you're one of the players that just like wants to farm the heck out of that, you could power it up to make it the best item in the game. And I thought that was, on the topic that we're, talking about, this like trying to hit all of the groups, that was a very fair way of doing it.
Yeah, the stats definitely do matter. Like, you can like when you have the anomaly stuff, you can definitely see the difference in the DPS that you do a survivability, right? Because I've talked to different groups of people. So the anomaly stuff and the infusions and the augments all work together to definitely make stats feel like they do matter now. It's just very much a different type of AQ3D to get there from the AQ3D we've been accustomed to. Like, if you take Sansi and you compare Sansi to Nulgath in terms of the type of grind, is incredibly different. So,
but I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, please.
No, I was gonna say, I'm not sure if it's something that we have to get used to, if it's something that we could do like a hybridized version that gives us an option of both in the future, like for reward-based structures. Like a hybrid of both systems would be a good middle ground. Also, thank you for the follows, guys. Much love. We have 25% off gifted subs.
So, and I think this is a dialogue that never stops. Like,
Yeah.
It's always going to change. It's always going to like, and you have a real influence in this community. You're a voice of the players, and when you drop stuff to the team, they listen. They might not be able to do it right away, and we've seen some incredible lags from, there's a pun in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But they do listen, and they are, thinking about it and trying to, incorporate and make this better, because we don't forget who the boss is. Like, everybody playing this game, like, that's the only people that matter. On that note, and yeah, you definitely should talk to Sir Fainal, because not only just to hear his thoughts on it, but to, in a nice forum, like, give him some more thoughts, because he is the guy who actually pushes the keys and enters a lot of those things in.
Yeah, definitely plan on doing that. It's just based on his availability and stuff, because he gets really passionate when he starts working on projects. So when he has the creative mojo, he just wants to hunker down and work on that, and I don't want to disrupt that. So whenever he's done with that, I'm like, it could wait, it's fine, because I'd rather him be ready and chill instead of not all day, So
Yeah.
but I do appreciate the context behind the scenes on trying to please the different groups of players, because sometimes it's hard to, like, when you're from one camp and you only see things one way, like, especially me, because sometimes I do forget that people play this game like if it's an older MMO, right? And then because you have people that are max level players that just jump in and do everything as soon as it's released, right? So they're the people that had the anomaly weapons like 2-3 days after the update was dropped, and then you have people like me who got it a month after it was dropped. And then you have people who still don't even know how to do the null gap grind. Like last night, it was insane, because last night I was farming Mandible in the crypts, and people were asking about what we were farming, and then I had to try to explain the null gap grind to them, and then I realized how difficult it was to explain the null gap grind, because it's not something outside of AQW, because people were like, why they don't understand why people don't like the null gap grind. They don't understand why people have issues with the diamond farming and stuff, and I was like, because it's new to us. And they were like, but didn't you play AQW? And I'm like, no. I mean, I tried, and don't get me wrong, like, the AQ Worlds Infinity playtest was really, really smooth, and I did have a much better experience with that than I did with original AQW when I tried to get back into it. So I think I'll just wait until Infinity is done before I play through AQ Worlds. But yeah, like, people like me who have no idea what the original AQ World null gap grind is like, they're kind of confused on all of this.
Yeah, and here's the hardest thing to communicate about that. And it's even hard to communicate it to the team. Whenever we do something that we had done in the past, they remember, and when I say they, I mean the players and the team, remembers the way it felt when it came out. But they tend to forget the amount of information and pre-explanation and pre-hype and all the things that led up to that moment that were part of that experience. And it's kind of like, and you probably see this a lot, not just with our stuff, but people who work on any like big game, is like, you really have to pitch everything like you're pitching it to my children. Like, they don't know, and they'll log into one of the games, they'll be like, whoa, what is all this stuff? Like, it's like too deep, it's too heavy, and it makes no sense. And if you talk to the old timers, right, the people who were there back in the 2008 era, they're like, oh, well, that's this. How can you not know about that? Unless you were there, you would never know about that. Because there were things that were special to that moment, just like, what we're doing today with these live events. There's new people that are coming into this, and you got to explain what it is. And we've gotten better at doing that, thank goodness, because this one guy's like, unscripted? I'm like, well, yeah, I just type in everything you see. There's only one person typing. It's just me. And like, there's a strange expectation that, anyways. So I'm gonna switch topics abruptly.
That's not a problem.
I did just come off of the live event, and my energy's a little low despite being on my second cup of coffee. But a couple things I did want to talk to you about was we ended the year, like, this year, and you know, I'm making a couple New Year's resolutions, like actual New Year's resolutions that I think are vital for me. I started writing a post. It's not done yet.
Okay.
There's two things that I'm just gonna try to stop doing. One, and this was pointed out to me last week, like when we were really diagnosing what the source of some of these like problems I keep running into, is that when I speak, and I type the way I speak, which is why, you know, especially my old typing stuff's really weird. I say a lot of absolutes. I never, we don't. And in my head, you know, and this doesn't matter, right? Because the end result is the only thing that matters. Like I said, I take responsibility for all my screw ups, anything I did. But the way I talk, right? When I say like, you know, never, right? I don't count exceptions into that. It's like almost never. It's almost, you know, it's always almost. It's horseshoes and hand grenades, like absolute talk. So I'm just gonna stop doing it. And it's hard. I'm removing it from my vocabulary. And a couple examples of this was in that one post where, you know, I was talking about the challenges of converting Adventure Quest worlds to Infinity, that like it was impossible to convert it back in 2016. What I should have said was, we were not capable of converting it in 2016. We didn't have the knowledge, we didn't have the technology, the hardware was not sufficient to do what we needed to do on the lower end devices. Because maybe somebody could have done it. I don't know what I don't know. And, you know, I saw that, and, you know, and granted, you know, some people, you know, still are lagging on Adventure Quest Worlds because they're running very old machines. And, you know, saying everybody's going to run this thing at 60 frames per second is also an absolute that's inaccurate. Anybody on modern hardware should be able to run this thing effortlessly at 60 frames a second, which we saw during the test. There were a couple other absolutes that I just want to, like, this is like confession hour. You ready for this?
All right,
So, the other one was, you know, I said I've never drank, I've never had alcohol, right? That was an absolute. And it's easier to say that because when I was a kid, I did have a beer with my dad when I was in middle school. And I did have a handful of glasses of wine at fancy dinners with my parents when I was in high school, before the events happened that made me decide that I was never going to drink again. So, you know, I'm not really sure how you condense that. Like, is it really worth? I don't know, but I don't want to use absolutes anymore. So I guess I'll just have to tell the whole story every time. It's like, okay, never, but these, you know, specific things.
Yeah,
And then there was
I could relate to that. Definitely, because like every time I go to say I've never done XYZ, I'm like, wait, no, but I did do this at one point. That can be considered because I'm a quote unquote semi-public figure on the internet, right? So I have to always be prepared for the fact that somebody doesn't like me and they're going to probably dig up my past at some point and say, all right, look, and take it out of context. So just to get, like, to clear the air and it preemptively, I just, as we say here in Trinidad, you take front before front takes you. So I just put it out there. So they can't hold it up to you like blackmail if you put it out there for everybody to see.
They do. And you know this as well as anybody. Anything you say, right, gets chopped up and taken out of context. We see it in the politics. We see it used against celebrities. Like, it's just, we live in this kind of cortisol, anger-fueled, like, environment. And frankly, hate gets clicks. Angertainment gets clicks, and clicks get money. We have monetized, like, being upsetting. And that's just the nature of the world. And I do believe this. And while we're on confessional time, one more, because probably the one I feel worst about, right? And you can't go back and undo anything, right? But I was in this, like, video with, well, it was in one of those videos that were posted, but, you know, I said, I was never rich. And like I remember what I was thinking when I said that, right? Because sometimes we just repeat things that we say when, you know, we're at different points of our life, and like we quote ourselves, and in that moment, right? Like what I really meant to say was, well, when I was little, we were never rich. But that changed because when I was in high school, my dad started his company and he did his stuff, and you know, they called us the Beverly Hillbillies in that neighborhood, but you know, my father had done some really impressive things, and then a lot of people thought that I would just kind of ride his coattails, but I left and I went to California and did my own thing. And then, but like, you know, the absolutes are what keeps getting me in trouble. So I'm not going to use absolutes anymore. And guys got to call me out on this. Like, if you see me doing it, be like, hey, Ardix, no absolutes. I'm like, oh, sorry. I've never had a problem apologizing. I think we have a lot of people in this world today that they're just bent on lies, and they won't apologize, and they're not interested in changing. I am interested in the truth. I have no problem with apologizing. And I think I've been changing constantly, especially the past couple of years, in a good way.
Okay.
That's a major New Year's resolution of mine.
It is, and I will definitely do my best to help you keep those, for better or for worse.
Because if I don't talk in absolutes anymore, boy, it's going to be hard to get in trouble online. I'm sure we'll find some other way, but
yeah.
And then the thing that I'm so grumpy about, like three things that are itching me the wrong way. Housing is almost ready to go on to the staging server, but it did not make it out by the end of the year. And one of my big goals was to have AQ3D housing out before. Yeah, so I guess now officially, you know, early 2024, my goal is to have housing completed and released.
Well,
although the housing I was considering was a lot simpler than the one that Broom Tool has created. Like, he has like all these like custom placing and sizing of house items around your house and stuff. It's going to be a much better experience than the one I drafted up.
Okay. All right.
He's been killing. Yeah. He's like the unspoken, like unsung hero of Adventure Quest 3D. Like, I drew those little like just randomly, like somebody's like, man, we need a sort tab, and I went, I sketched it out and I posted it online, right?
Can you?
And I went over and I said, hey, how long would this take to implement? Because I went to go do it myself, because, you know, I've learned C# now and like Unity because of AQ Infinity and stuff. And I was horrified that all of the interface code was like hard-coded in code. It wasn't like built in like Canvas or anything. He's like, oh, I could do that really quick. I said, oh, okay. And then he did. And I remember like catching some flack online because I was making this interface change instead of working on insert any list of other things we could have been doing. But I thought that was a really nice, you know, improvement.
Yeah, it was cool. I just want to welcome everybody who came into chat, and thank you for the follows. I also want to just point out subs are 25% off. And we do have a giveaway from Haruto to do in chat in a little bit, so I'll do that in about 5 minutes after, like in between your stories. One thing I do want to say though, because Mads just pointed it out, is that PTR sessions were really cool. Like, we did enjoy PTR, especially with people like Broom Tool and stuff when they were there, and they gave insight as to the do's and the don'ts, and they take the feedback on PTR and then they go and do stuff with it. Like with Oracle, for example. I'm personally one of the people that has no issues with them taking time to revamp Oracle, and when it comes out ready, you know? And I know a lot of other people feel that way, because when you tested Oracle on PTR, at least from, I wasn't around then, right? But from what the videos I've seen and from what everybody else has said, and the feedback I read on PTR is that, you know, it has the potential to rival Samurai, and if they do take the time and balance it out, it'll be a really fun class to play. So I don't mind waiting on that, and the people that tested it don't mind waiting either. But just
that's
feedback.
really nice. Patient, I want it now. my son, like, he's like, didn't you say the new class was coming out? I'd buy it when it came out.
Yeah, no, I rather it come out out of the oven freshly baked and then having to put it back in. I don't like having raw eggs, salmonella and all that.
Exactly. So, and for the record, all 3 of my children did buy Guardian.
That's cool. That's cool. Are we ever gonna get any updates to the Guardian storyline?
I mean, I'd like to do everything that you're going to ask me. So, just, I'd like to do it all.
Oh, so I should just not ask.
I guess it's prioritizing, like, what are we going to do first? How are we going to, So, really want to see housing come out, like, ASAP. I really want the class to come out. The new early game experience and global loot needs to be like, we have global loot, but we're not using it. Like, we've had it for like a year now. And like, I'm watching my son run around Doomwood and like, he's like dramatically underpowered because he's not getting any drops. And, I think a high priority is getting newer players to come join us because it's very hard to get to the end game if you're a new player. Like, he's been playing a really long time.
Actually, it's not hard to get to the end game. You can do it in about 40 to 50 hours maximum if you try hard.
If you
Yeah.
I've been watching. He does not play like he plays what I expect the new generation of people who haven't been through those before.
Yeah.
And like, there are things that are just not intuitive.
No, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Oh, some people in chat are asking about class unlocking changes, but also the major change that we would like to see, considering Nalgath is a thing. I don't know if you could push this to the team or panel. Is that now that we have so many quest pets, swapping between the quest pets is very difficult because you have 3 pets to swap through at any given time now. Some people have 4, and because of the way that the menus are organized, even if you have to resort, that's a lot of clicking to get to the pets because they can't go on the hotbar or anything, so you just have to scroll and all of that, so it's a bit inconvenient to keep swapping.
Equip multiple pets. That might actually be doable if we did it like local only. Like, other people would see your first equipped pet, but you could equip like as many as you want and just have a horde of pets following you.
Yeah. Or using the CH bar is difficult. Like, I tried last night to do it, and I kept it, like, how fast people kill Mandible is it takes away from, like, you miss 1 or 2 kills in between swapping pets because you can only swap them when you're not in combat. Yeah. Allow us to click them in the inventory. No, well, you see, clicking them in the inventory, that triggers the health reset, right? So that's like an indefinite exploit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But since we're talking about things here, what my personal request for 2024 at some point, or any time in the future, would be like, in between those major updates you guys are working on, if you could just provide some stuff for us to just chill and do in game. In between them.
This is a great request. What kind of stuff specifically would you like to do?
That's a good question. Let's throw that to chat because I don't want people to say lag made blanket statement. So guys in chat, everybody watching, what would you guys like to see in game in between updates? Okay, anybody that's not Mads.
Go back up here. I want to think. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm gonna try Haru Michio.
Yes.
Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Oh yes, we need to sing happy birthday to you.
PvP updates.
See? PvP. See, I told you.
Thank you, Kaiba.
Happy birthday. You're like 69 years old now.
Yes, I'm 6,000 years old. Get off my lawn! Get my teeth. give you what's for.
So people have been asking for PvP stuff. That's insane. Because every time you take it to Twitter, people are like all anti-PvP, and on Facebook, people are like
He wasn't gonna
anti-PvP.
say it. It's just Aura saying it over and over and over. You know?
Yeah, because it's funny. Like you see the stream numbers and stuff. Anytime I do any PvP related game or I do any PvP related thing, stream numbers tend to drop, right? So like my average would be maybe 18, 20 viewers, and then you do PvP, bam, 10. That's how much people don't like PvP.
No. Hold on. Let's take a look at your recent tweets, alright? So your recent tweets, if you look at the views, the likes, and the comments,
Mhm.
the PvP ones are actually doing better. So, you take a look at that.
I mean that's okay, fair.
Okay, it's valid, yeah.
Okay. Well, pardon my cough again. I'm sorry. I cough a lot normally. The entire family was sick over Christmas.
Oh jeez.
Merry COVID-miss.
Merry Christmas.
It was the worst. We all lost our sense of smell. We were like playing, can you smell this? No. But nobody got like sick that bad. We were just all sick. So we and it was great because we were all sick. So we just spent the holiday together, isolated, which was actually fine. I know, I'm always sick. It's crazy. I put no points into Constitution. So,
Glass cannon.
so as far as like, things to do, I find farming very therapeutic, like
Yeah.
fun farming.
Fun farming,
And-
yes.
I really like the idea of the social district. Probably one of the most whoopsie things I ever did, because some players are like, man, like I really hate when like we do the storyline and then there's just nothing to do. Because storyline does take a long time to make. It shouldn't take as long as it does. Even with the new tools, it's still like tons and tons and tons and tons of entry for everything. And it's like, well, the easiest thing to do is to add on something to farm afterwards. And in Ring of Doom, right, from the 20th anniversary release, I went and I put all the numbers in, and the testers ran through it and just blazed through it. So I'm like, fine, I will 10x all of these numbers. And boy, do I regret that. I'm very sorry about that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know, like even last night, like Voss started the Ring of Doom grind, and I'm like, I'm sorry. God help you.
I'm sorry about that. What could have made that better, right? And I tried to like have some like story elements like baked into that, and what we should have done is just what's really fun is when there's just a chance of getting a massive like get ahead. So if you do something and the rewards like steady, it's actually not that fun. Like you have to have something that like bumps you ahead, and you have to be able to make strategic choices that can impact your progression.
Yes.
And then you have to be in an environment where cooperatively with other players you can do things and help each other, and making meaningful experience. Like you can make a dartboard a meaningful experience, right? Like have you ever just thrown darts with somebody?
Yeah, it does make us value the Scorpion raid a lot more, because that did foster that kind of interaction. Like you needed somebody to lure Scorpion, you needed somebody to DPS, somebody to keep track of mobs, things like that. That was fun.
That's next level, because that takes an organized group.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Different type of gameplay though, because playing darts is like you just hang out, talk, and play darts.
Yeah.
And if you're not very good at darts is funnier, right?
True.
So, but the better you get, because it's a skill-based game, and then you can challenge and like those momentary challenges. So if in kind of our casual farming, we had, I'm really speaking in kind of like, I should probably precise this a little bit more, but I would like to see, some like just hop in and it's right there when you log in, do this experience.
Yeah.
And the daily boss fights, I think, are some of the best content in the game.
Yeah, no, that's something that anybody could jump into at any point in time.
And then just everything in the game needs to drop loot with stats attached to it. For example, so we have this global loot system, which Broom 2 also designed. It works.
Mm-hmm.
We can have seasonal stuff that just any monster can have a tiny chance or a huge chance to drop any seasonable item. We haven't used this yet. Like we could have every monster in the game drop snowballs, and then use snowballs as a currency that you could just turn in town.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, okay. So for seasonal stuff, that would be much better.
We could define items that drop per level, like every level, and just guarantee that no matter what level you are, you're going to get generic drops. And most modern games do this, which is why we built the system. But we haven't filled it with loot yet. So I think that would solve, especially for my oldest son's issue, that he's leveling up, but he's like 100 points underpowered and like trying to take on Ashfall when he's got toilet paper for armor.
Yeah, no, that's that's the thing. Yeah, I think what also contributes to that is, I mean, I'm both for it and against it because it is kind of anti-MMORPG, but the advent of battle royales and stuff that you could just jump in and play at any point in time without having to grind too much. I mean, grinding does reward you. So there are a lot of people who just want to play games where you could just jump in and do things without having to sacrifice so much of your time to catch up, to be able to have fun. And I do understand that, but it's a different kind of game. Like MMORPGs, the MMORPGs I grew up on, like RuneScape and Neverwinter and all those things you had to actually grind in to be able to be relevant at the end game. But as you said, newer players don't really want to do that. They want to get the dopamine right away. So I don't know what's the best solution for something like that. So
I think the solution is the drops just have to be spread properly over, and we could talk about the Skinner box model of drops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the best, what that experiment, said, and what proves is people like when we get a guaranteed small reward like Golden Experience, and then you get a reasonably often chance of getting something like a white drop or more gold or something better. And then you have a slightly uncommon chance of getting like a green and a less chance of getting a blue and a tiny chance of getting something really awesome like a purple. And then even though it's like lottery crazy high number, but there's just that super, super, super tiny chance you might get a legendary drop. This is how Diablo and World of Warcraft and basically every RPG ever is designed, because that's what's fun. And then you have a story and you go into an adventure and you play through the story and you get these rewards while you're going through the story. And I think that's a very enjoyable experience.
It is.
What feels bad is when it takes too long to get something that is mandatory. Burnout happens when, whether professionally or in games, right? When the amount of effort just isn't matching the reward.
Yeah, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but a lot of part of the reason my guild died and a lot of my friends stopped playing was because the Nalgath farm in and of itself became too much of a grind for them. Like when they added in the quest pets and stuff, and you had to go do Noxus a bunch of times, and then you had to do Mandible a bunch of times, and then you had to do different things, and because the reward system wasn't linear. I think that's the best way to put it. They kind of burnt out on it, and they just said, "All right, I'll just come back when the Nalgath is over, and we could just grind dungeons for the like one dungeon or a challenge or something for the gear."
Again, I apologize. Off.
That's fine. But before I forget, speaking of reward systems, I see Yargzo or Impure Death on Discord asking for it a lot, and he did ask it in chat for like a tier system for like NPCs to be added to different areas so that have dungeons to get higher level of those dungeons unlocked at different tiers for like reward systems. So like you do a dungeon a bunch of times and then you can unlock a different version of the dungeon.
Yeah, I also like in general, like we don't have enough dungeons. Like dungeon runs, like this game can do something that AQ Infinity cannot do. And they have really killer dungeon runs. Like, dungeons are probably the easiest thing for us to design after, like boss fight areas, right? Because we can either build a sequence of rooms and randomize them and link them together, or we can just build a really long thing and put firewall. Well, we can now with the new system. We can put the firewalls up so that you have to kill everything to knock down the wall to move to the next area.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered why games don't have like couples dungeons designed for you to take a date on. Like dating dungeons.
That's cool.
That's something that I wanted when I was younger and single. Like, just I was playing with a girlfriend, and like there was just nothing designed for us to the two of us to go do. And often we play with a friend. It doesn't have to be date, right? It could be like buddy dungeons too, where it's just me and a buddy, and we're just gonna go do this thing. And Adventure Quest 3D is still like you can play it on any device and you can play together. So if you go over to somebody's house and they're on their PC, they can whip out their phone. You can do a dungeon run together.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. Especially with the option for scalability with dungeons. So different people from different levels can do that. But private mode is cool, where you actually have it scaled to your level, or the actual level of the dungeon. So I don't know. Like, I enjoy being to jump in and help people and do stuff. But yeah.
It'd be nice if we made this a little bit easier to do, but every dungeon really should have like a solo mode, and then a scaled mode where the monster is scaled to the number of people that are with you. And then you just form a party and you go into them, and then it's a good experience for you. And then there should be an unscaled version that has the best drops for that level for that area.
Yeah. That's fair. Let me just start this giveaway for what is it that Haruto sent? He sent a title for Frostveil Little Helpers, so we're gonna do a giveaway for that in chat. You just need to type meow. So let me set that up, and I will. All right, so
I haven't had a really good chat. Sorry.
All
Good
right.
luck, everybody.
Yeah, so type meow in chat, and in 5 minutes we will. You only need to type it once, right? And it'll enter you into the giveaway. So.
But if you type it multiple times, it'll intimidate the server. Oh, my cough. So can we talk about Infinity for a second?
Yeah, we can.
So everyone's just typing meow in now for a chance to win the raffle?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, it resets, so you're gonna have to type it again. Ace, can you make that a pin comment? Can you type it and pin it? So just type meow to enter the giveaway. Because if I move off of this screen for some reason, Nightbot will reset it.
So we had two really big wins here at the end of the year. The first one was the AQ Worlds Infinity Tech Demo, which went way better than we were expecting. Like, way better. And, we were ludicrously thinking we were going to be ready to, like, launch in October earlier this year.
Coming Steam date coming soon, 2023. What?
Oh man, I kept changing that date. Like, I just, like, every time I was like, but it's okay, right? We're still making like the actual progress. And then we announced the tech demo, but we didn't know when it was going to be. And like everything broke the week before the tech demo, like everything, because Spider was changing the combat, and then we changed the map systems, and we changed the APOPs, and like just so we had to gut tons of stuff out of the tech demo that just wasn't working. Just gutted it. And those band-aids are, one, kind of good because it really isolates the broken stuff, but two, it's really bad because then we forget that we band-aided everything, and then we go back, we keep finding all the, like, why is this disabled? So we ran the tech demo, and everybody downloaded it off of the account site, and we kind of stealth launched it because we knew we were going to have a bunch of server problems. And by stealth launching it, we had a very small server count on, which, like, it's almost like we learned something after our like decade of MMOs, because we actually fixed all of the server problems like in real time. Like I don't know how they were patching the server like at the speed that they were doing it, Urami and Warlick and Zoom. And then stuff started working, and then we had this one problem where we got around 350 people online, and none of us could log in anymore.
What?
So, yeah, I couldn't log in. Nobody could log in. And if you were on, you were great. But if you got kicked off, you couldn't get back on. And we're scratching our heads, and Jeremy looks at the code and well, let me change this random number that's set to 200. So the socket, like, this is really embarrassing, but like the number of sockets that the server was allowing in was only 200, but somehow it was allowing 350 people to connect despite the limit being 200. We raised the number to 3,000, and then suddenly it worked, and all the server problems were solved, and then we had 1,000 some people online, which was pretty cool. And then we ended the test, and we were feeling pretty good, but a bunch of players were really mad that we hadn't advertised the test more and that they didn't know about it. So we ran an encore later that night, which I thought was a really also wise move. And there were only 2 of us online to run the test. It was just Warlick and I. And that test went so incredibly smooth. And there wasn't anything to do in the game yet. Like, you go get the class and try the class, but that was it. So then we started working on like the next round of stuff, but we fell down to a skeleton crew this past week, and I want the like you said about the Oracle class. I didn't want to just release something like half baked. I wanted to cook them eggs before the next tech demo. Like, we really want to do a second tech demo before the end of the year, but it's okay. Probably next week.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you know about. I don't know if it's a bug or not, but like, I don't think I hit log out before the test ended for the AQ Rules Infinity test, and people who are on my friends list on EQW say that I'm online. I'm still stuck online on test.
Oh, your ghost is trapped there forever. You're not even real. Your ghost is actually in Infinity.
Oh, jeez.
This new avatar is run by a ghost.
So.
So then right after that test, and I was getting like, whenever you do one of these releases, like it's really all consuming. Like, there's just so much stuff like that's broken and not going on. And then of course you have the other games and everything's like competing for attention. And I had talked to Chris from Namitendo. He's a fella who built a converter that allows you to kind of take your ROMs and convert them into Unity games and put them on the Switch and Steam.
Okay.
And I talked to him about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, about converting Dungeons and Doom Nights. He had done it for another friend in the NES dev community that did Doodle World, and John Riggs, who's probably like the PewDiePie of the NES world. Pardon my cough. And we signed on with Namitendo to publish the game onto the Switch. We've never ever done anything through a public. See, I just said an absolute. You didn't call me on it.
I was about to.
I don't think, and I just do it so naturally because it's the way I talk. I'm not using absolutes anymore to the new people in chat. It's a thing. So I don't think we've ever gone through a publisher before. We have published some other people's things like Dungeon Punks, but to the best of my knowledge, we have not used a publisher. And the publisher and developer roles is the publisher is the one who puts up the money, does all the actual work, and then pays the developer. the developer is the one who actually makes the game, does all the stuff, and then typically finds a publisher to give them money and do the thing. So this is a little bit of a different deal because we could have been the publisher on this, but I thought it made way more sense since Nintendo released 6 games on the Switch this year, all NES games from the same community that I'm a part of, the NES community. I thought it made more sense that this game should go belong with that stuff instead of being a part of the Arctic stuff, because the discoverability, if you're interested in those things, it should be with those things. So I really dragged my feet getting resources for this. And see, I said another absolute that got me in trouble in this project. I said that no member of the Arctic's Entertainment team was working on this Switch stuff.
Yeah.
And the more accurate thing would have been to say Nintendo did 98% of all of the work for this, except for some interface work that Diagon and I contributed with, and me sending over the stuff and spending up one night, re-editing the video. So, but no Adventure Quest 3D resources, to my knowledge, were used on this. And someone said, well, John Gard did the music for the things. Like, well, John Gard did the music for this like years ago, because the game's been done for like 1.5 years or something now. It says, well, Clarion did the art. And it's like, well, yeah, but Clarion worked on Dungeons and Dudes first, and then after he was done with that, then we brought him on to Adventure Quest 3D. So that one's just, that was the wrong order. So anyways, and then I think a lot of players were bummed that or misunderstood. Like I was bummed about it. I really wanted to hook backers up with everything.
Yeah.
But this one wasn't possible for us. But that's okay, because we're going to release on Steam next. And we are going to, maybe I shouldn't say this on this thing, but you know what we're going to do for all the backers when this thing goes live on Steam. So, because that one's a really easy one to do.
Okay.
So, and like a lot of players in our community, like, were like really like proud and happy for us to get a game on the Switch. And then like some of them were like mad at us for even talking about this thing. And this is a reoccurring issue that I'm not really sure how to deal with. If we do anything, I don't know which exact players care about it, so I kind of have to tell everybody everything we do. And culturally, like, I think it would be better if our entire community was like excited about all of the weird stuff we did. Like, maybe because I don't know. Like, I think it's pretty cool that we made an 8-bit game out of the Adventure Quest world, and like, nobody has to buy it. It just is what it is. It was never like the focus of anything. It was a cool, like, I regret having spent like 3 years of like endless nights working on it, but if I could have done it faster, it would have been better. But it was a really huge accomplishment, and like it won all those like things and ratings, and I got really proud of that project. And if anything, like what I learned on that's going to pour back, or is pouring back into the games now. I definitely know that Infinity is benefiting from it, and AQ3D definitely benefited from it, from some of those tools that were created and used. So, but now here we're at the end of the year, and to the best of my knowledge, no absolutes. I don't think we had any major screw-ups this year. Like, we still got time left. There's like a couple hours left.
Do you want me to remind you? I'm kidding.
I mean, major screw-ups like this year. Like this was overall a pretty darn good year.
It was. And then there's the only one issue with that thing that happened that everybody was mad about. And it is the thing that you spoke about earlier, the whole Doom ring thing. Ring of Doom.
The what?
The Ring of Doom and the belt and stuff from that, and the titles and all that. I think that was the only thing that, to my knowledge, that really created an uproar this year.
That's not a major problem.
Okay.
Like, that was game stuff being too grindy, but
Mhm.
like compared to like things that happened in previous years, like
Okay, yeah, that's.
overall for the length of Arctic's entertainment, we have had
Mhm.
very little drama compared to some companies that only lasted 6 months.
Yeah, true. Also, welcome to stream, Helly. How you doing? Welcome everybody that's just come in. Um,
Hello, everybody.
for the ones that just came in, you have like 2 minutes to type meow in chat to be entered into a giveaway for a title.
So we have just about 11 and a half hours to destroy the company, right?
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing you could probably do is spawn for the next live event, spawn a lag. I don't know how you can do that, but yeah,
That'll do that. That'll right there. Kill. We'll get canceled just right there.
yeah.
So what are your New Year's resolutions?
I don't know. You tell me. What do I have to do to get some more support in AE from AE on the streams? I'm kidding. Don't answer that. That's a joke. Um, my New Year resolution is to try and streamline my process a little bit more because I do want to start taking YouTube a little more seriously. But figuring out my niche has been the hardest thing to do. But I do think I have like a good roadmap. In terms of what I want to do with my content. The mainstay will always be AQ3D. But I'm gonna build content around that to sort of build other connect with other people, other communities, maybe bring some people into AQ3D from that. But just things to do with people on stream and just hang out with people because I realize that's what I really want to do. I just want to vibe with people and hang out when I'm not working to just have a good time, spread some smiles, spread some love, spread some joy. And I haven't been doing much of that because I've been dealing with my own issues. So I want to start back interacting with people a little bit more and helping make their lives a little bit better. So that's my only resolution.
That's a good one. Apologize for the background noise.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine.
So, how about an Adventure Quest 3D Arc Boomer Shooter?
What is a boomer shooter?
They're like modern Doom games,
Oh.
like Ultra Kill and
Oh jeez. I've never my friends are forcing me to play FPS. Like last night they made me get Dead by Daylight 2. So I'm gonna start doing FPS, but I like RPGs that like the old I think we mentioned I talked to you about this before, like RTS stuff where you go through the world and build a team, pixel graphic kind of RPG. Like Final Fantasy, Advanced Tactics, Fire Emblem, that kind of thing. I like those things, but I don't think that's everybody's cup of tea. But if we have
what do you think about like really old school RPGs like Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy 1?
That's before my time. That's before my time, Chief.
Have you ever anything like that?
I don't know what the Final Fantasy 1 game was like, but no.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, it is what it is, but it's. I think my favorite like retro like RPG of all time is Dragon Warrior 1. Has anybody in chat ever played Dragon Warrior 1?
I'm a solid 29. I can't say I've ever even heard of it. But I live under a rock, so that's probably why.
GoldenEye 07 is kind of a boomer shooter, I guess.
I saw the
Yeah, are you watching the stream? Hang on a second. You can't watch the stream because I'll have to go through it.
All right, so while Artix is away, let's roll this. We're gonna roll this in 3,
Oh,
2,
after it is.
1.
I see. Nope, that was
Oh.
clutch. So the person my daughter's discording is watching your stream, and I'm hearing the audio coming back through her speaker.
Ah, okay.
Hilarious.
All right, congratulations to On Hiatus. You won the code. Congratulations. All right, so giveaway done.
Hi,
Yeah. Hello.
A new one.
Nice job. So my son's obsessed with going to the bridge in outside of Shadow Skull Tower and fighting the skeletons.
Okay.
Like every time I look over, he's like there. Except for he's like almost always playing a necromancer. He demands a feature change where necromancer pets remain persistent and don't go away after a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Necromancer would be cool too, where we got like a catgill version of Necromancer that summons catgills. Sorry. Ha.
Cat romancer.
Yes.
Cat romancer sounds really terrible. Hang on a second.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like,
No,
I almost got cancelled on Twitter when I even suggested that.
Maybe it should be catster, like a caster.
Mm-hmm.
Cat. Okay. Catcher. Anyways, so for New Year's resolutions, you said, how could you be better supported by Arctic's entertainment?
That was a joke, but yes.
I would like to ask a question backwards. We have had a huge challenge. Anytime we do anything for anybody, the community calls us out for favoritism, for like I'm not sure how we can fairly do stuff. Is there a good model out there that we should be following?
Well, one of two things, right? One, I don't think it's favoritism if you've earned it. And a couple of the content creators have definitely, I want to believe, earned it, for lack of better words. Because I've been streaming AQ3D more or less consistently for almost 2 years now, right? And just been having fun and vibing. So anybody that says that I don't deserve it, this is the only time I will.
PvP, trial by combat. I love this.
Yeah,
That's what we'll do.
Exactly.
That's not fair. Challenge lag to trial by combat. That's it. Done.
Because I want to say, like, this is the only time I will never not be humble. I just want, because people have been telling me that I should speak up for myself about this one. Because you're right, people do claim favoritism and people have come at me for it and say things like that. Like, especially about the Sidra stuff.
Side of this too.
Yeah.
And, you know, like this goes way back, like before your time even, right? Because we've had people that were huge, like, influencers and voices of the community, and they just got mad and left and went and did something else or threatened things or stuff.
Yeah.
So it is, like,
difficult,
dangerous.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
like, I mean, like, setting a rule across the board, right? Because each situation is unique and things change. The one thing you can count on in life is that everything's going to change.
Yeah. I understand that. I do understand why you think it'll be a bad idea to give support to somebody and then they just up on it, because, like, what's stopping me from, once I find success on another game, just leaving AQ3D altogether, right? But I mean, you and I both know that I'm not going to leave AQ3D at all because of the relationship I have with the player base.
That's probably a ninja station behind you. You're good.
Yeah. So
the sound of sharpening swords intensifies.
Right. Speaking of that, I do have something that is unapproved by AE, but I just want to do this because I thought it was cool. So give me 1 second to change my clothes. Un momento, por favor.
I didn't know this was going to be one of those kind of streams.
Exactly. New Twitch meta, am I right? Where do I have this? Does this work? Yes. All right. Reveal. Let's go. And here I am. Look at this. What do you think of this? I recreated the t-shirt that I have on a vest.
Okay, wait, on my screen the red curtain's just closing.
I took off my clothes. uh, yeah, so this like disclaimer, this is not AE sponsored, this has nothing to do with them. This is the first time Artix is seeing this. So
I'm
yeah.
about to see it. The curtains are about to open. Why do I feel like everybody else has seen this before me?
Probably because of lag. No pun
Curtains have
intended.
opened. And hey, look at that. I love it.
Yeah.
I can take that color with the official Muscle Dude Adventure Quest 3D shirt.
Yeah. I
Lag's like, welcome to the gun show. Wait, can you flex? Can you make your avatar flex?
like that. It clips a little bit through the vest, but yeah.
Try 2 arms.
It'll probably take you like 10 seconds to see what I
Yeah.
just did.
5 minutes later.
We need that shirt in game. This was a lot of fun to make.
When you go to the gym, who doesn't skip lag day?
Uh,
Oh, see, now I'm awake. Where was this when the event was going on? Okay, now you're flexing. Awesome. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna screenshot you flexing and save this as my Windows wallpaper.
Lol. That's my highlight of the day. All right.
There, 2023 is now complete. You did it, everybody. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So now let's talk about old games for a second.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, there's this really old game called Dragon Warrior. It
Mhm.
was one of the most like. There's so many copies of it because a whole bunch of magazines like gave it away for free for buying a magazine, the original Dragon Warrior. And I was such a stupid kid when I went to the game store and I saw it there and I saw Dragon Warrior. I assumed it was a ninja game. There's
What?
literally a guy on the cover with a helmet and a sword and a red cape. And I said, oh, Dragon Warrior, it must be a ninja game because anything dragon must be ninjas because I was obsessed with ninjas when I was little.
How do you make the,
And I
the
was so-
connection between dragon and ninja? I'm confused.
Look, I was not the brightest kid, okay? I get Dragon Warrior, and I apologize for my cough. Thank you, Luna. And I started playing it, and this was the first RPG I ever actually played.
Yeah.
And you could go as far to say that these skills that you're one guy in this RPG. I think your name is oh my gosh,
Was it
doesn't
Die?
matter. No, Lar or something.
Okay. Die was in the latest series.
And you go to the king, and the king tells you that you need to go like save the princess or something. Thank you, Dream. And then you walk outside, and then you instantly get killed by a level 1 slime that does like 1 damage. And it's a little bit brutal, but as you start killing these monsters and leveling up, you can go back to town and buy better weapons, and you can go a little further. And the game's very much a like there's a circle of places you can go, and as you get more powerful, you can exist. And the cutoff's really harsh. Like if something's like 2 levels higher than you, it's probably going to destroy you. Sorry for the cough. So the game, you're one person, so you get basically a harm spell, which is like fireball. You get a heal spell. It's basically Guardian class, right? It's like a 1 class that can handle everything.
Yeah.
And you get skills that let you kind of walk without the monsters attacking you. And because back in those days, you just walk and then like randomly a fight happens. And there's a cave with a dragon in it. And you have to kill the dragon to get through the cave, which is kind of like the mid-game gear check. And it was such a primitive game, but it was so fun. And when I was in middle school playing this game, and I remember being a weekend, it was sunny out, and I had borrowed an NWA tape from a friend, and I was like listening to that and like playing this game and just like farming werewolves to level up. And yes, Dragon Quest 1. Well, okay, Dragon Warrior. It was originally called Dragon Warrior, and they changed the name to Dragon Quest in like subsequent sequels. But it was originally Lost Boy. I'm glad you caught that. It was the 80s, okay? So I was in like middle school. I would I like all music. Like I've never like had a genre. So I'd listen to like Ray Lynch, which is like this celestial soda pop, like bubbly stuff, and then I'd listen to like heavy metal, and just it was such a weird 80s, man. So but then you get to the end of the game, and the end of the game, like the final fight was really cool. Like it was actually like hard, and the boss had 2 phases, which I'd never experienced that before. Last year, my son and I played through it again on the NES, and I'm really inspired to kind of go create something like that, like a little small scope game that, like, I think it'd be nice if more people made games that you could beat in like 4 hours. And
4 hours?
I'm actually interested. It's for a different audience. I'd be interested in seeing what this chat thinks about like a 4-hour RPG, where instead of grinding, you just kind of go through the game like very rapidly, and then you're just done. And it would have to be very inexpensive. Like I like that, you know, Vampire Survivors kind of super low price.
Yeah.
And then just you play like basically like a high speed version of that RPG for like 4 hours. You have a good story in it, and I kind of want to build like a small scope game like that. I want to build a lot of games.
Yeah, so a game that I've played like that recently is called Symphony of War, and it's very like the price point is probably a little higher than that, but it is a small RPG with bite-sized content that you don't have to do all at once. But once you finish it, there's like you feel that sense of completion, and there like you unlock a hard mode, things like that afterwards,
Like-
and yeah, many different ways to play.
Because I got Baldur's Gate 3 and I got Starfield, and
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to like Starfield. Like you hear all these game devs have this particular problem, and I'm no exception. I'll get a game, like play it for like an hour and a half, and then like never play it again. It's really like Baldur's Gate 3 is like such a freaking amazing game, but I played it once, I've never gone back to it. And Starfield, like, you know, Skyrim, one of my favorite games of all time. I love everything about Skyrim. Dungeons and Doom Knights uses Skyrim style level design mechanics. Like that was like how I learned to make those dungeons, so that, you know, you never had to backtrack and everything was very fluid. Apologies for the background noise.
It's okay.
Screaming.
I think people are in an ad at the moment.
Fire. So man, like I went to go play Starfield, and there's 2 things that kind of dragging me about that game. And the first one is there's kind of this expectation I'm going to play it for like 60 plus hours. And ever since Dungeons and Doom Knights, I've had this problem at night where I always feel like I should be working on a game, because when I was actually working on Dungeons and Doom Knights, I had to work on Dungeons and Doom Knights because I wasn't allowed to work on it during work hours.
Mhm.
So like every night, like I'd put the kids to bed and then like spend the next like 3 or 4 hours like grinding on that, wake up and repeat. And oh, thank you, Dream. And then like after it stopped, like I could never undo that. And I find it really hard to relax at night because I'm always like, oh well. So then what I started doing is started relearning C# and Unity and building all these like little experiments. And then, you know, it's just like nighttime's like extra work. Like it's very hard to unwind. But I really do have that like it's like conditioned in me. Like I feel guilt if I'm not working all the time. which of course, you know, even when I was doing Dungeons and Doom Nights, one of the problems I ran into was I'd get really stressed out and like demoralized just because there's so much work to do. That game's huge, right? Like it's like 512 screens or something. Like every screen's like bonkers. And so I would start putting on YouTube and watching those like anti-scammer videos where like those people would like call up and mess with scammers, which are kind of like the best videos ever in the entire world.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah. For some reason,
the
it gets
one guy who-
recommended to me like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning when I'm just doom scrolling.
Yeah, Helamod. Yeah, like they're so good. Who's the guy that like he puts on the grandma wig and he does the voice changer of the grandma? And, oh my god, these guys are so funny. This one guy opened up an entire call center to like mess with scammer call centers. So good.
Yeah.
So good. So, anyways, that's been like instead of playing games, like when I'm like because I get that bad stress feeling, but
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, like sitting around, like I would really like to build like smaller scope games that have the kind of gameplay, but the problem is there's a really big upfront cost to making, you know, major RPGs. Like if you're doing 8-bit stuff, sure, like 8-bit stuff you can do fast, but making a game like Adventure Quest 3D, like, you know, it's considerable amount of work to build a small amount of content. And if you're going to build a good world story, like, you know, when I think about a 4-hour game, I kind of think about Castlevania 2.
Oh.
Castlevania 2 was really jam-packed. Like, I don't want to just grind for 4 hours. Like, I want to, like, no, I didn't. Hey. AM?
My
Did I? Did I swear?
No.
My child is spelling swear words that he thinks I said.
I
Because
don't
that's the
think so.
other thing we did this holiday season. I taught the kids all the bad words.
Nice.
See, it's not too late to get canceled. We still got a couple hours. And they can spell them all. The 5-year-old spells out all the bad words.
I mean, it's best you teach it to them than they learn it from somebody else. And why is my hand doing weird things on stream? Stop that. Sorry.
That's the bad language hand twitch.
Hell, he says he always thought a making a roguelike could go really well. Yeah. Or just like a RTS. Either a roguelike or a RTS. That would be cool. Or a gacha. No. I mean, if you make a gacha game, put waifus, but I don't know if that's within AE's scope. Like, I don't know if that's what you promote.
I'm gonna, yeah, I can see what's going to happen is we're going to finish AQ Worlds Infinity.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, we did this drill at martial arts where you're punching a pad, like somebody's holding one of those big, you know, kicking shield pads and you're punching and kicking in. And then somebody else, they take your belt and they, you know, it's untied and they're kind of like holding you back with your belt with 2 hands, right?
Yeah.
So like they'll get a couple people and then their job is to pull you away from the pad and then you have to go attack the pad, but you're being pulled off the pad. And this particular drill kind of trains aggression. And you sit there like salivating, trying to punch that pad and do whatever it takes to get to the pad, but then the people always pull you back. And that's kind of how I feel right now. Like I have all these like little game projects I want to make.
Yeah.
And I think like the second that AQ Worlds Infinity launches, everyone's just going to let go of the belt and I'm going to get to hit the pad a lot because I want to build like a gazillion like, micro games to get it out of my system while I'm still alive. This
Well,
list has just been going on for like 12 years.
I mean, definitely, because I think... Thank you very much for the sub. I think AQ Worlds Infinity is the last big project that you have, right?
No.
That's been backed up.
No, and I think the players just kind of expect this, right? Like, if Infinity goes live, there's no excuse for Dragon Fable not to like just take those tools and do the same thing, and for Adventure Quest Classic, and for someone to redo MechQuest. Although I'd like to do MechQuest in 3D.
I don't think I've ever played MechQuest.
Oh, a lot of people like loved MechQuest, and it was very polarizing when we did the really hard ghost busting mechs. Like, it was a very goofy mech game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of mech games out there, but there was really nothing like MechQuest. it's like a parody of MechWarrior, which, you know, and relevant. That's the game that taught my oldest swear words, because he was playing MechWarrior 5, and he starts like saying some of the lines. I'm like, oh, that's a bad word. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. He's like, wait, they use bad words in that game? I'm like, yeah. Isn't that right?
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, fuck off.
But yeah, I mean, I guess me being an AQ3D would kind of want you to when you do launch the AQ Rules Infinity, to kind of come back and put some hands-on in 3D, give it some extra love. But I know that might be easier said than done. Oshin wants to know if
Well,
you
I'm
plan
not
to do
going
Kickstarter.
completely away, right? And I do think we're going to have to do some pretty radical changes here at the beginning of the year, because, you know, there was probably an expectation that, you know, from the beginning of last year, where it's like, oh, Artix is like getting involved and he's messing up all these things. And I said, okay. And I stopped. And then and everybody kind of throws that that chart from like a year and a half ago or whatever, that 2 years ago. Is it 2 years? Where like everything got my approval because I was like trying to get a little more hands off, and then like they put that chart and they like put my approval like at every like step. I don't know what the heck they're doing. I don't approve anything. There's never been any No, see, that was an absolute. There probably has been some approval, but for the most part, there's not very much approval. Ah, see, it's working. Thank you for that.
But so that chart was just posted for funsies.
So Helimod says, so may I ask why not focus entirely on AQ Infinity after it launches?
Please
Because
no.
they don't need me. The only thing they need me to do is make these tools, to lead this project. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Hello, Clarion. Oh, well, thank you. Happy birthday to you, too. Happy New Year. Here, say hi to Lag. Here, I'll put you on speakerphone. I got Clarion on the line.
Hey Clarion.
Say again?
Hey Clarion, what's up?
Can you hear him? Lag, can you hear Clarion?
No, I can't.
All right. Well, hey, I'll give you a call back right after this call's over. Oh, thank you. Well, hey, great job this year. You really killed it. All right, bye, Clarion.
Yeah, Clarion was really he really did come through for a lot of things.
He sure did. Dream said I didn't answer the question. What was the question again?
Something about a Kickstarter for AQ Worlds Infinity, I believe.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of don't want to know. We really don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we launched the tech demo, and it was really good. And we know we got a ton of work. And I feel weird about Kickstarter. I mean, I think it would do really well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we have to. If we got a bunch of funding, then we could hire on a bunch of people to help mass convert over the manually converted items. Because when we do the next round of things, people logged on and they're like, oh, well, I can see my stuff's there, but nothing moves. It doesn't look right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And but there's other ways to do that. There are a lot of artists that are talented for Adventure Quest, like the world's art, and people that could learn how to add these animations in Unity. And because Unity is free, we could actually release a development kit to let people build and test that stuff. So it can be done. So yeah, I don't know about the Kickstarter yet. I think what we're going to do is we're going to really, once the entire team's back, because everybody's off this week. Sir Fanel and I are the only two people, and Alina are the only three people I know that are working today. I think Beline was on too.
Oh yeah, I think she was on for the live event, right?
Yeah. I didn't realize that was really her at first. That's so terrible. And because she didn't join the voice chat that we were in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Like you, I'm spending my birthday hanging out with players,
Yeah, it's cool.
which was really cool that you did that the other day. By the way, that was really neat.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you knew I did that actually, because I was like, huh. But thank you. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I think IPD asked for what about an AQ3D AQ Worlds crossover where we can walk around on the AQ Worlds map with our AQ3D characters.
Wait, say again?
Impure Death, he asked if we can get a crossover from AQ3D and AQW where we can walk around with AQ3D characters on an AQW map. How would that even work? Aren't AQW
Yeah, I was gonna
maps
say
like
the other way
2D?
around we have done. It doesn't really convert the other way. Maybe. I don't know how to convert it the other way. I'm not sure AI can even interpret what that crazy stuff is.
That is interesting. Somebody said happy birthday to you. Loki said happy birthday to you, and wish
Oh, thank you.
Nytheria a happy birthday as well. I didn't know today was Nytheria's birthday.
Oh shoot! I need to text her. Let's do that.
Oh, that's cool.
I sent.
But yeah,
everyone-
if you don't have to be hands on in EQ Worlds Infinity once it launches, then definitely come back to 3D. Give us some extra love, because EQ 3D it needs all the love it can get. I mean, we take what we can get, right?
That's not how it works. I mean, the team should be doing a really good job because you have the biggest team in the company completely focused on that, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't
I know.
build the releases for Adventure Quest Worlds, and like they absolutely kill it every week. Whatever they need, I just get them. So okay, I wish Nythera a happy birthday. So thank you for reminding me of that. You're awesome. But I do have one release that we should probably like design it during a live stream. That'd be fun. I told MJ that we'd do that at some point too.
Okay.
I had a map built that because we have these monsters that were built that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is / join farm on the live server? Probably not. I don't think it has all the walkers in it. I want to make a chicken cow farm. So Astra made the map.
Okay,
Like-
that's cool.
Gonna be terrible. Gonna be absolutely terrible.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the stream. My name is Lag. I do the streaming. Thank you for the follows. I don't really have a good introduction. That's about it. And this is
For Lag?
Artex. Yeah.
This is how you should introduce yourself. You should be like, "Oh, hi guys, my name is La. Thank you for joining us very much."
That's brilliant. The guys on the AK3 Discord do that to me all the time. Like when I stop by and I say hi, they like it's La, and then like 2 minutes later they say they finish the sentence.
See, great minds.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Final question for chat. What are your New Year's resolutions?
Mhm.
And I feel like I didn't answer that last question right, so I just want to cap that. I'm not going away from AQ3D or AQ Worlds Infinity,
Yeah.
but after Infinity launches, I would like to take a break and spend a good chunk of my time building a bunch of smaller scope fun games for fun.
Okay. I'm just gonna go out
So-
on a whim and ask, can Lag be involved in some of those things? Because I did
Well,
enjoy
yeah,
the
you said you wanted to
Necromancer.
stream more games, so I have to make more games for you to stream. So yeah.
Exactly.
And we have something we've never had in the history of Artix Entertainment right now. I don't want to tell you this because I'll get in trouble for saying this.
Is that an absolute? Never had?
One, we should never use absolutes, even if I'm pretty darn sure it's true. I'm pretty darn sure we've never had this situation in the history of Artix Entertainment, to the best of my knowledge. Asterisk, red asterisk. Don't get mad at me on Twitter, please. But we actually have a couple spare programmers like that are like about to finish. They're not spare yet, but they're about to wrap up major things and be free.
Okay.
Like normally, like we have tons and tons of artists, but like programmers are always like 2 years behind on like pile of tasks, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that a programmer can do anything, right? Like you can't just like you put somebody on AQ3D, it takes them like 3 months or so to ramp up. So, but we're gonna have a bunch of people that are suddenly like not working on the things they were working on before, and I'm not prepared for that. I'm normally just used to being told, no, we don't have resources, nobody can do that yet. So
I see.
So I don't recall ever having this particular experience before, like programmers twiddling their thumbs is something I've never heard of. It also might be a lie, right? Like it might, like we might get there and they're like, nah, just kidding. It didn't work. I have to go back and redo the whole thing.
Oh, Halimod says he's gonna be doing lots of content from next year. That's cool.
All right.
I miss Halimod's content, honestly. Like
Miltonius
having
documentary. That should be
Mhm.
interesting. Miltonius or Nolgath, and make a important split here, because we try really hard not to mix those things. He's got his thing going on, which is his,
Mhm.
not related at all. In our world, we have Nolgath, and everything's PG and done under Nolgath. We keep a split on purpose.
Yeah. I
I like the
understand
community
that.
to help me uphold that, because I can't control what other people do. That's
Outside of their
that's their
yeah. I think it comes down to people needing to be able to, because this isn't exclusive to the AQ franchise, right? You see it happening in Genshin all the time. You see it happening with anime and stuff, like with the recent Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. People aren't able to separate fiction from reality in terms of what like people produce as content versus who they are actually as people. And I wasn't even able to grasp that myself fully until very recently, like earlier this year, maybe last year. I started to be able to disassociate people from the content they create. So I think that, I mean, there's going to be blurred lines, but eventually people would probably understand. So yeah, I do get where you're coming from on that a little bit, having to have like an online persona myself and all of that.
Well, we have some members of the team that nobody knows about them at all,
Hmm.
and they want it that way. Like, and they're doing other things,
Yeah.
like prominent things out there, and you've probably seen them, but don't realize they're part of the Adventure Quest 3D team.
Hmm.
Like, and I think that's really healthy, because you don't know the people typically behind a lot of the Disney animations that come out. I mean, they got the credits and stuff, and if they're voiced by popular voice actors, sure, but like there's a strong separation between the content and the creation team, because
Mhm.
everybody is like human, right? But I think
Yeah.
it's because we live in this kind of angertainment environment that it's cool to like find anything that any person did at any point in their life and be like, this is bad because this person did this 10 years ago or said this thing, right?
Yeah.
And like, and I'm not talking about us. I'm it's just everywhere, right? Like you guys see this everywhere you look. It's not like we have a we don't have any George DeSantos's, we don't have any like there are these like really bad things happening, but it kind of doesn't matter because everyone just wants to be mad about everything. I think Vince McMahon from like he got in some drama recently, right? Or I haven't watched wrestling in forever.
Some?
He's like gone now, right?
Yeah, that was a whole big thing, but I think that was more than just his fictional persona. That was IRL stuff too.
Well, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think we're 21 years, right? And the dirt on us, like it's nothing compared to the rest of the world. Like to quote One-Eyed Doll, she goes, "How are people mad at you online?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You're boring." It's like, oh. She didn't say it in a bad way, and she made sure to preface that, but it's like, yeah.
I don't necessarily think that they're mad at you. I think it's more of a expectations versus
Oh yeah, because
what.
I screwed up with all them absolutes. That's what happened. And the other thing, my other my other New Year's resolution, and this is equally important to the other one, is whenever we cancel or stop working or backburner something from now on, I'm gonna announce it. It has
Okay.
long been kind of our thing where, like Guardians, right? We built a functional game engine for Guardians, an entire RPG engine. This was back in like what 2014, 2015 something. I don't remember. But we built a new art style, we built functional characters, we built menus. We had a functional game.
Okay.
And we had to make a choice. We only had one Zoom, and he could not focus on both games, and we had to talk because it was obvious that he could not do both. And I said, okay, let's go all in on Adventure Quest 3D, and we'll see if anybody else can pick up Guardians and go. And we tried giving Guardians to some people, and there was still learning happening. It wasn't the right time for that. But I never told anybody that Guardians was being backburnered. We got on Adventure Quest 3D. We got excited about Adventure Quest 3D. We just stopped talking about Guardians. And players noticed because there were a lot of players that were excited about Guardians back then, right? And it wasn't that I was saying absolutes or doing anything. We just stopped talking about it. Pardon my cough. So that was, in hindsight, a mistake. I probably should have put out an official post and said, hey guys, Guardians is on pause and don't have an ETA on when it's going to finish, but right now we're going to focus on AQ3D. That's all I had to say. But I didn't do that back then, but I will be doing that from now on if anything pauses or isn't continued. I think over the past... Oh, we got an ad coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't hear us during the ad.
No, they can't hear us during the ad. Unless they subscribed.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. I try my best. If I could turn those off, I would, but you can't. So the best I can do is schedule them so everybody gets the ad at the same time, so they don't get it intermittently while important things are happening. Turn off the ads, you can't. I would, but it's an inbuilt Twitch thing that you can't.
Of Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're back. Thank you, everybody, for enjoying our sponsor. Don't forget, we have a 25% off on subscribe to Lag of Lore's channel.
Thank you.
Really do. You want to get me something for my birthday? Free subscribe or subscribe to Lag of Lore's channel. He's out here selflessly putting AQ3D content all the time.
Thank you.
So, anyways, New Year's resolution. Going to announce when things are canceled, not happening, or even if they're just delayed or backburnered. Because I hate delivering bad news, but I hate people being mad at me more. So let's just deliver the bad news because I think we've been pretty good at managing expectations this year more than previous. I still think things are going too slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody said, who are the devs currently working on AQ3D? There is a ginormous list. Oh my god. It's a big list. If I try... Oh, you know what? Here, watch this. I'll go to Discord. I'll just read the channel list. You asked for it, you get it.
What inspired that that voice? It sounds familiar, but I don't know where it's from.
From Grimskull. Clarion, Corin, Serfanal, Astra, Bot, Baleen, Blaze, Broomtool, Starfade, Dage, sometimes Darkon, sometimes Daikon, Thyton, Glazel, Jongar, Lucian, Mamet, sometimes Miko for stuff. Fizzin, Oishi, Snorticus, Winnie, Zero, Jurgen, Zoom sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's a long list of
sometimes-
dubs.
I probably forgot some people, but yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you for that. That's cool. So can you tell us what we can expect from AQ3D for like the first quarter of 2024, like in general terms, not anything specific?
I'm sorry, say again?
Can you tell us, like in general terms, nothing specific, but what we can expect from AQ3D, like what we have to look forward to in AQ3D for like the first quarter of 2024? Was that
Oh.
something that you can't say at this point in time?
I'm pretty sure they have a plan, but I'm not sure I know what it is to talk about it. So, how about instead,
Mhm.
like we should get you with like Blaze or Surfainal or somebody to give the official stuff.
Okay.
But I can tell you this: the second I have a chance to write it, you can have your chicken cow farm. I thought that tree in Greenguard Forest was bad.
Yeah. I do want to do more of the podcast. Like, I want to bring back more podcasts. Maybe get some, not just devs, but I want to get more players involved. With all the podcasts. Like, I did one maybe about a month ago before things got IRL got that thing happened, and yeah, and I want to bring more of those back because we've got players like Critfiend who was a returning player to get their perspectives on different things because it's always good to hear about how different people experience the game at different stages. I like for me that's something that I enjoy seeing, both positive and negative things and things that we
We
could
should just
do as a
rebuild the whole
community.
thing. Just total
Mhm.
total AQ3D rebuild. Just
Mhm.
everything. Rebuild it all.
Please don't do that. I'll cry. I'll scream. I'll scream more than I do for the Nullgath stuff. Uh, but yeah,
We'll turn the
so
whole thing into a dating sim. Let's go.
sure, we will do like a speed dating stream, and Lag will interview all potential candidates, and then we'll just do like a matching thing. Sure.
Everybody in your stream can try to date your NPC. That
Hey.
dating sim AQ3D. Here we go.
I just got shipped off, guys. $2.
Okay. Until next time on the Adventure Quest 3D dating sim game thing. Thank you very much and have a very, very good New Year. And don't forget, we'll be doing our next New Year's event at
6 p.m.
Let me check the
EST.
6 p.m. EST.
That's in 4 hours. 5
Yeah.
hours.
And what should we do on that one?
I'm not sure. What do you guys think in chat? Earlier you asked and they suggested lag items. I don't think lag items could ever be a thing in AQ3, not unless I'm signed or something.
Well, we can't build anything new. We can just
Yeah,
create
exactly.
new things that already exist. Literally have no programmers.
Balene's chest, pink stuff. You can literally get the Balene stuff here from this NPC for like free.
What?
When I say free, I mean like gold. But it's like cheap gold. 20k is the most expensive thing here. Balene's birthday shop, the NPC. I think that's what they were asking for, Balene stuff.
Logmorai, Sea Ogre. Okay, I think I can find that.
Oh, Clogmarai is a Clogmarai stuns everybody. Like when you bring Clogmarai in, the entire instance like dies. Well,
Oh.
not really, but
That
yeah.
is a problem. The players have become so powerful, and this is like, you know, I've been setting my level to 15, and I go, and everything kills me because I have to spawn things at like level 50 in order for them to like last the short amount of time that they last. And then like lower players are like screwed during these live events because they die so fast because the monsters have to be so powerful. I think when everybody was like level 30, 35 were like the best live events because everything was like perfectly balanced for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But when you crank the monsters up to level 50, like they can just like one shot level 15 players.
That's all right because if they get hit, they still get the drop.
If they can get in to get the hit.
No, I mean if they get hit by the NPC, it registers, so they would get the drop.
If they die?
Yeah, if you die, it counts as being hit.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great. Whoever did that's great.
Make sure other servers don't get empty chests. Yeah, so I saw that thing on Twitter where empty chests were a thing. Like
Okay, I
empty
think I
live
saw
chests.
that.
Okay.
The team told me about it, and I investigated that last week, and we did a couple tests to find out. Nobody got an empty chest this morning, though, right? Except for that one actually had a random chance of being empty.
Okay.
So during a previous New Year's, there were some live event chests created that had a chance of dropping from 0 to 1 instead of 1 to 1. So it's possible the chest would be empty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were spawning the wrong chest.
Oh.
I think they just Googled it and saw that, but like, oh, that must be the new one, and we're spawning it. Totally not their fault, because it looked like, if you glanced at the database definition, it looked right, but it had a 0 in it. So.
I don't even know what's currently in the live event shop. I'm just gonna take a look real quick on stream. Live event coin shop. I don't think anything has been added since I last took a look at it, but they have cool things in here that, like the Wreath of Flame and all that. Can we have? Like, I don't know if you could pass this up. I know live events are really hard for the team to do. Like they did say that, and the whole thing with favoritism and time zones make it really difficult to do live events. But I think I've seen players asking for maybe one live event a month or something would be good. I know that might be difficult, but just to have them, because they used to be frequent, but they aren't frequent anymore.
Would you like to know the real reason they stopped?
Sure.
It doesn't feel good. It really does not feel good. The real reason live events stopped was because all of the devs that were doing them were being like trash talked like constantly, and it was so negative that nobody could like do them anymore. I really felt like I got kicked in the nuts after the last couple that I had done last year, and
oh jeez.
like I was like, man, like should I really spend my birthday running these? And then you spent your birthday doing it, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But everybody was really nice this morning. Like everybody was so nice this morning. I haven't looked at Twitter yet.
I think it'll be fine. Generally people are nice and festive for the holidays and stuff, and I don't think there were any like real issues with the live event this morning. Like no hiccups, nothing. Everybody got exactly what they wanted. It's what people expected from live event
and stuff. But we were smart enough to like kill off everything and let the lag simmer down, and then put simpler things. So I think there was just some. We had that bug where like we couldn't kill the passive things, but Surfanal found a workaround that, thank gosh, worked. We could target an individual monster and kill all the likes of the monsters with a command. Like, not ideal, but it worked. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. But all the NPCs in battle on die every time you just do /kill, I think. But that's cool because they respawn. We tested it on stream the other day because in that new area, the Nulgath area, the NPCs that you have to talk to, there are mobs surrounding them, and the mob attacks actually do damage to the NPC's HP. So a couple of us actually kept drawing the mobs in so that they could chip away at the NPC's health. It took about 10-15 minutes. NPCs died. They respawned in like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe we should spawn an egg next live event.
An egg?
Yeah.
To make an omelet?
Go on the egg theme, because you said don't release uncooked eggs. We'll spawn an egg and we'll see what happens. What I love about the live events is you don't know what's going to happen. You just
Salmonella.
read the stuff that the players are like PMing you. Like you try to. Sometimes it's too fast to read, but you just read the stuff and then you just kind of riff off it. And it's like really funny. Like the best live events ever was when the entire like all of the servers, like everybody kind of gets a hive mind because everyone's kind of thinking the same thing, and it just kind of rolls, and everyone gets like really invested in some like whatever story is kind of like live interactive being make up. Those were always my favorite.
Yeah, because you ask questions that pop up big on bold on the screen, and then you just highlight some random players the message they send, like the most entertaining one. It's cool.
It's hard because sometimes people say like really clever stuff, but then
Yeah.
I can't type it fast enough and I can't get back to their message.
Yeah, because you can't copy paste stuff from in-game chat.
No, I have to retype everything. Like every yellow thing you see, like I type all of them, like every single one.
You
Sorry
can't
if I just ruined Christmas for everybody, but every one of those things. And like someone's like, "Well, you must copy and paste those things really fast," and I'm like,
You should just like have like a notepad open somewhere, just type it so you can just copy paste it. Copy pasta.
for things that like the server's about to begin, like sometimes I'll write those things down and I'll change the number and copy and paste it. But like for the vast majority of things, like 98-ish%, I just type everything in, the commands and everything.
Okay. That's because last time you were doing that on stream, there was a lot of clanky clank going on. You like we could hear your keyboard and the how fast you were typing and all of the typos that came with it.
I think it's really thrilling, especially like when like we get in the zone and there's like some riffing. Like in the last stream, like we popped the necromancer up, or the necromancer said, "Oh, we could undo this." Someone's like, "Undead Arctics." I'm like, "Oh, it's genius." So then like I put the necromancer guy up, and then I went and found Undead Arctics. Like that was a fun flow. Like, and everybody was thinking the same thing.
So players kind of help craft the story.
Always. I mean, that's the crux of interactive storytelling. So like in the old days, we'd go into the inn and we just start like grifting some story about like somebody was coming, and then somebody would say, "Oh, it's this person," be like, "Yes, it is," and then riffing a story.
Yeah.
and then like that would happen, be like, "Oh, I hope they don't do this," and then of course we would do that. So that's like, I mean, that is interactive storytelling. That is, in my opinion, the highest form of gaming. But you can't do it for like super long periods of time because, I mean, that's what D&D is. So I guess you can. Sure, you can.
Yeah, but with such a an interactive play, like doing with 10 people, fine, but doing with like 100, 200, 300 people could probably be a little challenging to read all of that coming in at once and make that. All right, so this is the message we choose, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of I don't like this is a tangent from a point I was making earlier. I can't remember what I was gonna say, but I do see people trying to get into content creation, PK3D a little more often. I want to do my best to encourage them. People like Voss and any other people that want to live stream or anything. Because Yogi is coming back and Mads wants to start streaming again and do PvP stuff, and I just want to see more content creators would help create a more vibrant community, I think. Not for like cloud chasing or anything, but just for players to have a place to interact that isn't Discord or Twitter, stuff like that, And it'll also help put the game on the map if it's active on social media more. And the kind of things that players come up with is really cool. Like we've seen the AK3D VR project that Arthur was working on, and then Zon did he's doing AK3D Roblox or something, and some of the edits that Faker does, and all of these different things. Like the creativity of the community is amazing. And even when Halimod did his videos, like his skits were funny and all of that. So AK3D content has a lot of potential, and I want to see what people do with it.
You're a really good person. I think when Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity goes live, this might seem counter, to popular belief, I think AQ3D is going to do a lot better.
Because it'll put some more visibility on the map for it.
Anytime we do something big, like new, it always pushes up the other games. A really great example was when we launched Adventure Quest Worlds, Dragon Fable, Adventure Quest, and Mech Quest all surged. And when we did Adventure Quest 3D, Epic Duel, Adventure Quest Worlds, the old games surged and had some of their best periods. Because whenever there's a lot of marketing out there about an Argix Entertainment thing, people come in, they say, oh yeah, I forgot about this, and then they hop on to try it. So Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity's launch probably is going to have the biggest impact on AQ3D because they're going to be playing it on Steam, on their phones, on their tablets, and they'll be like, oh, I can play this other game, and then you'll see that the pairing of our 2D game and our 3D game probably are going to work pretty well.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think a lot of people are like really scared of like Adventure Quest Worlds, like oh, it's going to take all the players away. And you're gonna hear like oh this is what I hate, like I hate it, like, and nothing I say is gonna change it. It doesn't matter. Like, oh, you guys stopped paying attention to AQ3D, moved everything onto AQ World 2D or stuff, right? Like they said I did it on Dungeons and Doom Nights too, right? And both games have dedicated teams, and even if the teams change, they still have dedicated teams. So if anything, the competition between two games should actually make both games better, because it'll quickly turn into, after Infinity launches, it'll be like, well, Infinity can do this, why can't 3D? Well, 3D can do this, why can't Infinity? And then, when you have people like Spider and Broomtool on the teams, and like you get those guys competitive with the fan base talking, like that's a good kind of competition.
Yeah, you remember what happened when Spider helped make this one or two? Bro, that was my first time seeing AQW hate for AQ3D in a real sense of it. And it really opened my eyes, because as Alimot said, AQW and AQ3D have two entirely different player bases that don't mesh. Every single time I go into a Halimot stream or AQW stream, like I don't even say anything in chat, and I can count the number of times people say, you should just take away the development from AQ3D, take away all resources from AQ3D, shut it down, and just put it into AQW. And I'm just like, oh no, this is why we'll never get along.
it baffles me, right? Because there's room for both, and both can thrive. But what people aren't talking about is Spider went and made that spawner tool for Adventure Quest 3D. But because that happened, that is the standard of how we build content in Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity now. And when these tools were made, like the AQ Worlds team never thought these things were possible. They're like, no, watch this. And we can just like live spawn stuff into the maps. They're like, oh my God. And the amount of time that these things used to take in AQ Worlds, like, because I won't bore you with the stuff, but it was a very complicated process to put a monster, and now you just like type a command and the monster just pop. It's there forever. It's in the database. And it was because Spider did this. And I do think that a lot of people, are really focused on the things that they care about, and there's a fear that if something gets attention, that means the other thing has to die. But that's not the situation we're in. There are like 10 trillion gazillion games on Steam, right? Like so many. And I don't think that makes Steam worse, right? I think it makes Steam better. Just like having more streamers doesn't make the community worse, it makes the community better.
Exactly.
Having more entertainment games on Steam is better, not worse.
Because it adds visibility, and communities can be shared. Not everything has to be a competition, everything, cooperation, not competition. Because I'm not in here to race against anybody, it's just like, oh, thank you for the follow, Helly. I'm just here to have a good time. But speaking of Steam, this is a tangent that my community knows of. This is just a by the way. It has so many games on Steam that I spend at least 1 hour of my day, almost every day, every other day, scrolling through Steam, just different categories to see if there's anything that I missed or if there's anything that I might be interested in adding to my library because of the sheer amount. But I do that thing where you say it adds visibility having multiple games on Steam. Like you click on a game, you see the publisher, you click on the publisher and see what other games they have on Steam, and that's how you get from game to game. That's how I navigate Steam, and that's why I spend so much time scrolling through Steam. So I think it would
It's
actually
like,
had a lot
I've
of
never
visibility.
seen something to actually watch. I just like
Mhm.
scroll through Netflix and just look like, ugh, decision overload.
Yeah. So people might see AK Worlds Infinity and then they would click on AE and then they would see AK3D. Try it out.
Okay, so let me just no absolutes. Not even sure I'm gonna do this. I'm just throwing some stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity has a glorious launch. The team is absolutely killing it, and like, you know, converting over the existing content is gonna take forever. Like this is like if it's done right, it'll be like the best ride ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they aren't going to need or want me to convert that content once they know, like they have like they've been running, like that team is so well oiled, like it's such a good team. So, and okay, I throw some love at AQ3. Oh, we're in commercial time. We will wait
All
2
right.
seconds and wait.
Loud ads
Here come
incoming.
more. Nice
Limon
pin
said he acknowledged all he did was be negative when he hopped in, so he stopped hopping in. I mean that's thank you for the sub, Helly. Acknowledging things is always the first step. I don't know why AK3D makes him so negative, but I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully
I don't
can
know.
help.
That Moist Critical event, his reaction on that that left a scar on me. Like that was a weird sequence of things. Like it kind of feels like no matter what I do, like everyone gets mad. And in the early days of Artix Entertainment, that probably was true, but we were just making things so fast that and there were so many people getting excited and so many new people. It was like really exciting. And there were lulls, like, you know, if you kind of follow the history of all Artix Entertainment games, like it's always been the same thing. Something new, huge amount of excitement, it comes out, there's like the glory time, and then there's a fall off. And that's not unique to us. Like every game's like that, right? And then you have your people that are like really dedicated and into it, and that community becomes tight because you start learning everybody's names. And I mean, this goes back to when I was running my guild in Diablo 1 in 98, you know? Like, you know, you get that kind of, it shrinks down, it gets really personal. And then if there's not a whole lot of new stuff, you do see a lot of drama brew in there because that familiarity, just by its very nature, builds drama. And then the next new hot thing happens. Everybody comes flooding back and everything fills back up and it's the good times again. And like every game, everything has its story and things that went right, things that went wrong, things that remember, and then that dies down. And then we wait for the next big one. And we have our weekly releases, and I think this is one of the things that a lot of people really misestimate how vital it is to our success and longevity, that because we were building new stuff every single week, that it was like a heartbeat. It just kind of kept things going. Other games that maybe released all their content at once and were like, yeah, this will keep them busy for a while, but then players like blew through it. And that one's Starfield or Star Wars MMO, the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was a good example. Like, it did off the chart numbers, and then like a month later it was dead because everyone ran out, like, okay, I'm bored. And I think if they had just, you know, paced the release of their content, you know, like that game probably would have been like one of the super all-time greats.
Yeah.
And then Or says, I don't think it is that, Artix. There are glory and people are happy. New people come along, and diversity happens when you have good and bad. Brings to the players who love them and hate them. Okay, that's valid. But then, like, you know, if you have a long period of time go on, because like Adventure Quest 3D is a huge game, really ambitious project. Like, you know, to this day, this like it's a dream project of every developer. They want to make a 3D MMO. Like I dreamed of doing it in like 2001 when I was, you know, building that Flash game. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a 3D MMO, and like people don't see the insane late nights, the problems behind the scenes, the disagreements on things, like trying to make stuff, like fighting with the app stores and stuff because their rules keep changing. And then like, you know, in AQ3D, and you know, I am complaining, but I'm not like absolving any responsibility I have on screw ups. But man, the hand we were dealt in that like first like 2 years, we just never recovered from it. Team members' families died, we lost people, we had all this stuff happen, and then like you're like, well, it happened then, but then like that stuff like persists, like the problems that we like dealt with. Like just the way we did things, the cultural shift, like it was just like terrible timing. And if anybody here was like through that, you're probably, and this is something interesting. People don't know you, Lag. People do not know you. And they definitely do not know me. And everyone in this chat, nobody knows you either. Everybody that looks at you is running their filter of life and projecting it onto you. What they think, what they want to be happy about, what they aspire to be, or what they hate, they project that onto you. That's why whenever somebody is like, oh, that person's a CEO, right? There are certain ways we feel about people who are supposed to be CEOs, and we project that feeling onto people. I hate the term CEO. I'm not really even a CEO. Like, you know, Alina does all of the heavy lifting these days. Like, she runs everything. Like, yes, I sign all the stuff. I make the super, like, dangerous decisions, and it's my responsibility, right? But, you know, it's not the Hollywood movie, like, villain thing, right? And if one day when like all of this like behind the stuff scenes gets like written about, right? And some people see things that I've actually done and the level of sacrifice I've actually made to make this thing like continue running. Like they'll be like, oh boy, I wish I would have known that before I said all those things that scarred him on Twitter. And it's my job to be a punching bag, right? Like that's fine. I've accepted my fate. You know, look at everybody who's ever done anything. Do you see any heroes on the news?
Kind of comes
Is
with
Bill
the
Gates a
territory.
hero? Is Elon Musk a hero? Like, I challenge you to find somebody, even like I challenge you to find anybody who's doing anything that has not attracted the ire of everybody that just wants to throw shade at them. It's our culture, especially now, and probably always was.
Probably Josh Dreyfus. I don't think he gets any hate.
Who?
Josh Dreyfus. But I'm kidding. He probably still does get hate. But even Mr. Beast, like what opened my eyes to the duality of people was the Mr. Beast controversy, where people are actively hating on Mr. Beast for building wells in Africa and stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand all of that. But
that's the culture now. We have bred through monetized entertainment. And you know, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. This is the reality that we live in. And there's another thing, and this is not a New Year's resolution because I stopped this a long time ago. But I remember posting things on my Artix Krieger Facebook page, which I was deeply inspired by, that were like life-changing for me. And then people were on there and they were like, oh my god, this like Artix Entertainment like grind and hustle culture, like they think they're like blah blah blah, like, and they were spewing this venom. And I'm like, oh man. And then it took me a while, but I realized my mistake. People did not come to me to learn the things that I had to do to get myself out of bed in the morning to go accomplish the things that need to be done. They come to me to get away from all that stuff. They want to relax. The Artix Entertainment video games, it's an escape. And maybe in the future I shouldn't have these candid conversations like this, because like that's not what people come for. Like they want to think that, you know, everything's rosy and everybody shows up, you know, for work in armor and is super happy, and our worlds are stuff, because it's like that attaches to what we actually build, which is these beautiful online worlds that are expanding and have these crazy stories, and they, you know, supposed to make you laugh, cry, and feel good about yourself. You know, even our dark stories are supposed to make you feel good about yourself in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Everything's a
it's-
learning lessons to be learned. But I think the whole well, not necessarily hate, because I mean there is hate, but sometimes there's like constructive criticism mixed in with that. I've learned that the hard way, that not everybody is out there to just hate on you for hating's sake. Some of it is because they really care about what you do, they care about you, and they care about the things you do. So they would say these things. Maybe it might come across as hate, but they're really saying it because they just want better for you and the things you do. So there's some level,
absolutely
yeah.
agreed. And
So-
there's a big distinction, right? Because
Mhm.
everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
And I've seen just A-star, best of the best people like completely eviscerate me over something and stuff, because something just bad day, right? And you have to be able to acknowledge that, you know, forgive easy, and like, you know, if there is a nugget of something you can change in there, you know, add it to the pile of change.
Mm-hmm.
I can relate a couple times I've done that to other games, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a pretty super supportive. Like when I play games, like if you go and like look at my messages posted on other games, like very super supportive. But boy,
Yeah.
I got mad at a couple companies for doing some things, right? So, but I guess, you know. But the point that I'm kind of angling towards here is that our culture right now is kind of learned and monetized to be angry. Every, like, you know, cruise through the news articles, cruise through the like YouTube feed. It's all sensationalism, like, oh, this is bad. Oh, I can't believe they did this. Like, just like, you know, 4 or 5 years ago when every article was, here's the top 10 things you'll never gonna believe, number 6. Like, we're just in a new phase of that. And I hope things change. Because right now, people, and I'm including myself into this, like, we're all just like looking for that, like, that anger chemical fire, like we want to be mad about everything. And maybe it's because the economy is like, you know, shaky, and the outlook of the future is like, you know, terrifying to think about, and like we're just being bombarded with all this stuff. And then we live in this age of like incredible misinformation and lies. Like there's so many I hate lying. Like
Same.
when I had my kids, I made a promise. And I'm going to use an absolute here because this one is an absolute. I made a promise I was never going to lie to my kids about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope everybody in here is old enough to know the truth about the December 25th. Because one of my friends, when I told him that, he goes, "Oh," he says, "you're lying because you tell your kids about Santa." I'm like, "Yeah, I told them the truth. They love Santa. They get into it. Same way we love Goku and like, you know."
Whoa! Goku is real.
I'm
okay.
sorry. Did I ruin it for you? Did that just happen? I'm sorry. Is this where you learned it?
Jeez. That third redeem is fun. But yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Like I do get it. Right? It makes sense. But
Oh, when my dad died, we didn't sugarcoat it when things are happening. When I talk about you guys and stuff, like I tell them exactly the truth. And we were watching, my wife and I were watching this movie last night. And it was about, I forget what it was called. It was about this guy who really wanted his child to still have that joy and magic of believing, right, on December 25th, because he's like, when he grows up and you realize the world's cruel and it just takes everything out of you and stuff, like, I want to protect that last. I'm like, what the actual hell?
Yeah,
I tell my kids the truth because I
Mhm.
want them to know that there is no magic solution, but they can do and be and have whatever they want, but they have to go out there and earn and fight for it. And I want
yeah.
to arm them with that. And you guys can too. Like
It,
if you're not already doing the things that you want,
mhm.
like you can. There's nothing like, oh, okay. But my son says one problem. And he learned that from me, so I stopped saying that. And I said, from now on, say one question. One question. Because there's some people that have a problem for every single solution. There's some people that have a problem for every single solution.
Well, I mean that's because they're not absolutes, right? So because there the pros and cons to almost every single thing you can think about. So that's why they phrase it as a problem. Because I mean it might be valid.
It's better to
You
ask
never
a better
know.
question.
Yeah.
And that's the only difference between different people is the questions they ask themselves in their head. See, a comedian, no matter what the situation is, a comedian's always thinking, how can I turn this into something funny and say it to people and make them laugh? What's funny about this? See, an entrepreneur, right?
Mhm.
They're always thinking, how can I make money out of this? See, somebody who really cares about other people is always thinking, what can I do to help them? Like, how can I help people with this?
Mhm.
Somebody like it's just the questions we ask ourselves. In a super trained martial artist would probably always ask himself, what are they going to attack me with? How can I get attacked in this Arby's that I just walked into?
Yeah.
And the questions that we ask ourselves are the most important thing. The words we use inside of our head to ourselves, and then the words we use externally to other people. And that's what determines your future.
Mm.
So, maybe, I'm gonna add another New Year's resolution.
Number
I
3.
complain about Twitter a lot because I think it's funny. Like, it's like, oh, Twitter's so mean. Okay, there's like very few mean people on Twitter. Like I'm normally referencing like a handful of people who've just decided
Mhm.
that their entire hobby is being mad, right? Like, the joy that I bring them is that, like, my existence infuriates them. Anytime I build something or do something, it infuriates them. So maybe I'm asking myself a bad question. Like, oh, because the question I think I've been asking is, well, what can I do that would like make them happy? How can I change things to like,
Mhm.
so like I don't do things. And there's this saying that like, you can play to win, but you can't play to not lose. If you play to not lose, you're guaranteed to lose.
Mhm.
Like you can't win by just trying not to lose. Except for
Yeah.
maybe that one
Make-
episode of Star Trek where Data fights that guy at one game that was like really
Lol. Lol.
good.
But
Sorry for
no, it's fine. But I don't mean this in any. Oh my god, my hand is doing the thing again on stream. But yeah, I don't do this. I don't mean this in a bad way. But AQ3D Twitter or AE Twitter in general is nowhere near as bad as most of the other fandoms out there. Because I'm a part of a lot of the fandoms on Twitter, and I see the kind of toxicity that floats through there. What we have here in the AQ3D community is really mild in comparison to the real venom that actual Twitter brings to the table. It's like
that
insane.
is nice to hear. But because I care so deeply about our games, and
Mhm.
I'm the one who goes and looks and reads the stuff, even though I don't post as much as I used to,
Yeah.
it's very real to me.
Okay.
Like I still play back lines in my head from like every month of every year since we've been doing this. Like, read a million things and just remember like the bad ones. Like,
Mhm.
you probably experienced this going through your YouTube comments, right? Read
Yeah.
like 20 good things and one of them's bad, and you only ever remember the bad one. And I'm not satisfied with being what I
Mhm.
am now. I want to continuously improve. I don't want to make the same mistakes over and over again, not unless they're really funny.
I mean, that's the best way to live life, right? Constantly seeking to have some sort of self improvement, self betterment. And as for the anger thing, that you said earlier, I've realized that there comes a point where you just need to let go. And I think I've gotten to that point where I'm not. I acknowledge that I was angry about things, and I don't take that into other parts of my life. I don't take that into my streaming. I don't take that anywhere else. I just let it go. You know, I'm not looking for a reason to be angry. I'm instead looking for reasons to spread joy and spread happiness all around. Smiles. There we go.
A very wholesome and much better way to be.
Mhm.
I can't let go. Like I don't have different versions of me. There's like tired me, and then there's this. Like this is how I talk to Lena. This is how I talk to my kids. Right. I'm just
Mhm.
me. I've always no absolutes. I don't remember like too many eras where I did anything other than exaggerate what I already was. So I'm thinking about like I'm just gonna use the term haters, right? Because
Mhm.
there are people that just like for sport, like being mad at us is the thing they love to do for whatever reason. And I think I need to ask myself a better question. Because we were talking earlier about the question you ask in your head is
Mhm.
what creates your destiny. They love being mad at me. They love making these angry comments. I should help them do that by doing more stuff.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Ah.
Then I don't have to feel bad because I'm helping them be happy. So I should go and make more mistakes. I should go and like try, because when you make new stuff, you're gonna make mistakes. There's no way to like nobody like learns how to walk perfectly, right? You got to like roll around and fumble and have disappointed parents like until you do it right. So I'm just gonna do more, and the people that are the fans, the people that care, the people who occasionally lash out and are mad because they don't like something, I'll listen to them and I'll fix it for them because I can.
Mhm.
And that'll be my goal for making them happy because they'll actually be happy if Dungeons and Doom Nights does well. If Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity kicks butt. If AQ3D grows and it accomplishes all of its goals for next year. If I actually go and build a whole bunch of small derivative games and achieve like that last list of
Mhm.
games that I've been sitting on that I'm always like, well, I'll get to it someday. What if I do it this year? And they'll be happy when those things come out. And they'll be happy that those things feed back into the previous games and make their other game experiences even better.
I mean that does sounds like a good idea, like just focusing on the improvement and doing things, like actively putting things out and just not focusing on the not necessarily criticism, but you taking constructive feedback. That is always good because we don't always have the best idea of what is good for us. So sometimes you do need an outside pair of eyes to maybe set things into perspective. But beyond that, I think the gaming industry in general is a bit polarized right now. When you look at all of the recent releases of this year and all of the big things, everything is just uh like look at the day before, right? When that came out and like all of the things that happened. So people are obviously skeptical about a lot of things, right? And then review bombing is a thing, and then look at Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is one of the I don't know. So people just sort of just they're cautious of that within the gaming industry in general now. So I'm not sure where we go from here in terms of what 2024 has for the industry as a whole, but it definitely is difficult to exist within a climate that fosters that kind of thinking and that kind of fear and that kind of not expectation but lack thereof. But AK30, because AK30, even though it is like it is separate from all of that, it still is a part of the bigger picture. So if it could stand out on its own and on its own legs to prove that, all right, these are the games are doing these things wrong. This is what AK30 does right. And I think that's what I want to start looking at and promoting. Like instead of looking for the little problems that I have with AK30, be like, okay, I like that this game is a game that you can just swap classes anytime you want and have fun. I like that this is a game you can dress up in. I like that this is a game that I can wear cat ears in, you know? Things like that. Focus on the things that I do like about it so that we can have more things that I like about it and that other people can like about it. And I can share that with other people. Maybe they like it too. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, this just got real.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what else is real? My bladder meter.
Oh,
I have to
jeez.
go.
All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, and I want to wish you a very happy birthday again. Everybody in chat, can we wish Artix a happy birthday and thank him for stopping by?
And Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for letting me come be a part of this lag.
Always a pleasure. I always love having guests here, and it's an honor to have the relationship that I do have with AE because I am really super grateful to you, to the dev team, to the entire AE community, like all the players and everything. So thank you, and all the best for the new year.
When the commercial comes back, I will be
Oh.
gone. Eaten by the commercial. All right. I'll see you later, lag. Bye now.
Take care. Much love. As is so loud. Our ad should be ending in 10 seconds. That was great. I'm gonna just have a sip of my coffee. All right, so the ad break is over. Welcome back, everybody. Artix had to leave, but it was fun. I really enjoyed having him here. For his perspective on things, you know, it's nice having people to share time with and get some perspective. Because I know, like, also the people around you here wouldn't know, but I stopped investing myself into being obsessed over different things. I'm just here to have fun and I'm here to vibe with everybody. So I'm not trying to change things. I'm not trying to be the person that picks fights with people. I'm just here. I'm just here to have a good time and help you have a good time. That's what it's about. But happy New Year, guys. And the only thing I'll 1v1 anybody for is I will 1v1 anybody that says that I don't put any time and effort into this game to receive the kind of attention I receive. I will 1v1 you because I have been grinding and I've been doing these things for everybody. Okay? And I'm not gonna let anybody stand here and take that away from me. So I'll 1v1 you for that and that alone. You know, put time and effort in this game. Fight me right now. Fight me right now. Come on, square up. I'll 1v1 you. But real until you have one of, if not the best benefits possible. What is the benefit? But yeah, no, Helimod, I would love to see you return to making content. I just want to see more people make content. I want to see people start streaming. I want to see people start making fun, the haha funnies, things that I could just consume and laugh and be like, hey, you know, that's cool. And people have been coming to me for streaming advice because I have been doing this for 2 years, so I do know my way around the technology. I do know my way around different things. Even though stream breaks sometimes, and it breaks quite often, right? We all know. Unskilled stats, one shot lag. I will fight you. Come on, I will fight you. Where are you? Lag more Moglin adventures when? Soon. When I get time. And I will fight anybody that says AQ30 needs to be shut down. I will 1v1 you because this game, I don't care if you're from AQW. I'll 1v1 you. Come on. I'll 1v1 you with Ranger. Web 41. No, I'm not fighting you in the battle hall. I'm fighting you here with my stats. Come on. If you can't fight me with stats, you can't fight me at all, okay? Get wrecked. So what do you guys think of Artix being here? Epic 35 is my code. Just come. I think that what Artix said had a lot to it had a lot to dissect. and I'll probably take a look at that later on. I'll probably upload this to YouTube. I don't have to upload this to YouTube. Hold on, because I'm streaming to YouTube right now as well as Twitch. Lol. Lag, where I window? You want a title, so you have to go to the AQ3D website and put that code in. Yes, I'm gonna smack you. Bro, wait, hold on, whoa. I wasn't ready. Which title? Frostball Little Helper. Alright, so I said I'd 1v1 you. I didn't say I had to win, okay? I just said I'd 1v1 you. Man, it's trapped. On my screen, I didn't think that it trapped. I didn't think that it worked because I dropped the trap here because they were on my screen here when I trapped them, but they were over here when I tried to do the attack, so they weren't trapped. The ranger trap is busted. Yeah, well, see, it's not my fault I PvP with my eyes, okay, and not with my Easy. Is your game modded, lag? No. What is this? What does this become? What has this become? I always enjoy Arctic's coming and talk to us with his funny stories. Bruh. Get wrecked. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I meant to do that. Is this a beat lag up stream now? Is that what you guys do? You can do that with channel points. You don't have to do it in game. All right, I'll fight you one more time. Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, you ever have a desk glitch? It's so strange, yeah. I could use Mark Factor DPS on trap, one rotation, wins easy. I don't use PvP skills. That's the one thing you need to know about me. I don't know how these things work. Hey, look, it's Helimod. Hi, Helimod. What's up? Ranger God tier class. Rematch. Oh my god. Everybody just... Yeah, it's beat lag update. Wait, hold on. Who invited Heli to cage? Who done it? Who done it? Oh my god. Reminds me of when I was sitting peacefully and every time Lab came to murder me for no reason. Listen, you deserved it. Everybody deserved it. Oh my god. My cooldowns weren't even ready. What? Oh my god! I just got deleted on stream multiple times. It's okay. It's fine. We Gucci. Lag's gonna say, yeah, Lag is gonna turn into a request solve. where is that? When is the next podcast, Lag? We could do a player podcast this week. Yeah, we could do a player podcast this week. If you want to do it, we just need to work on some art, some promo art, some topic, and you got kicked. Now Lag is gonna delete the VOD. Nah, Lag is not gonna delete the VOD. Lol. You guys are so toxic. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, this is fun. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying earlier, but yeah, it does feel like I feel a little disconnected from the AK30 community, and I do want to be a little more involved. So I'm gonna start playing a bit more year in review stream. Let's do that. What did my fingers just do? Holy hell. Yeah, my model is really weird. So year in review. Let's talk about the year in review, shall we? I don't have any pictures, any streams, anything else, but you guys can talk to me. So let's because I wasn't here last year for like AK3 year. Look, there's Loki Monster on stream. Come on, come on, come on. All right, cool. Let's chill. Come on, Loki, let's chill. So you guys can talk to me while I talk to you. What was I saying? So this year started off very interestingly when I came back from the Englands, and I was still recovering. I still am recovering. Like I don't have any feeling in my foot from the surgery and all that. They messed me up real good. So I just moved around. So back from England to by my grandparents, and then we stayed there for a little bit, and then therapy and like physiotherapy, medications, all of that. It was rough. But I made my return to AQ3D. I made my return to streaming and stuff. Was it in January? Because when I came back, my GPU died, and I was like, oh my god! And then I had to get a new GPU. And from there, we started to do podcast, and Artix came on stream. We talked about stuff, and then the Ring of Doom stuff happened. Oh my god, the Ring of Doom stuff where they took away the trove, they took away the titles, and all the perma stuff that people are still mad about up to this day. Oh, it was a hell of a time. And then it went from me loving Atlantis to me hating Atlantis. Whew. And then we had the Lag meltdown where Lag nuked his he nuked his AK3D server, more or less, told people to leave. He had his little meltdown. I did a video where I apologized for that. And then we got into Traha, we got into other games, and now we're here. We're just chilling. And now Lag is in his VTuber arc. And I love my model. Like, I really love this model. Like, Maya did such a good job with the hair. Like, look at this hair physics. Content creation tools, IPD, what are you saying? Scroll. Lag, could you, no. The Vapor Doom Axe special stats. That's cool. The Axe gives special stats, but you lose everything else, so you're like 100% glass cannon. Lag, you're in the hospital right now, send luck to me to go home before New Year's. I don't know if that's gonna happen, depending on your time, but I hope you do feel better. Much love. And I hope you do start the year off well and home. Why did I have a meltdown? Because I was accepting being permanently disabled, and I was going through a lot of mental issues and family problems, and then I was getting a lot of hate on in my DMs, a lot of hate in game and all of that. So it was a lot to deal with while recovering, and my mental state wasn't great at the time. So I mean, I probably should have handled it a lot better than I did, but I did. Yeah, I didn't. But anyway, that's behind us now, and now we just have to focus on the future, and it will probably never ever happen again. I have a network in the way. You're not hating me. You just said that if no, it's cool. I know you guys are joking. That's fine. I love you guys. That was fun. But no, earlier in the year, I did receive like genuine hate and stuff. It was a wild ride. Like people would spew stuff in my DMs and then delete their Discord account. It was wild. Like I tell you. But yeah. Yeah, no. But as people rightfully said, it comes with the territory of being a content creator, and I should have had thicker skin. I should have taken things with a grain of salt. And we're doing that. And now I'm actually serious. I'm probably going to pursue probably getting some more AE support. Not like on an official contract basis, but on a good faith basis, because I know they've done things in good faith in the past and this turned around to bite them. But I don't think, look at my t-shirt, guys. I'm not going anywhere. Regardless of what happens, unless something really, really, really terrible happens, I'm not going anywhere. Because AK3D is where all my friends are at, and AK3D, the community did support me for my surgery, and I do owe them a debt of gratitude. And a lot of people say that debt of gratitude is paid, but I don't think that, to me, like personally in my head, that my gratitude will ever be fulfilled. You know, like it'll never be done. So I will constantly keep giving back and love to and continue to try and spread love to the community. That's why I do it. Because community was there for me, I want to be there for the community. But just not in the way that I was, because I did get burnt out on trying for all of the guild changes and stuff. We did get that this year. That is one thing we fought for. We as an AQ3 community fought for guild changes, and we got them. So it was nice to see everybody come together like that, because we ran polls on different platforms. We had all the content creators come together. We had some of the devs come in, and we ran it. We did it systematically. We took the approach. We made the videos. We did all of the things, and we got that in. Bro, what server is this? What's up, Nagato? I am on red. I think I'm on red. I don't know what my summon word is. We just chillin'. Epic 35. We just chillin'. We chillin' and we're grillin'. Well, we're not really grillin'. We could be grillin'. Let me see. Is it a travel form? Yeah. So now we chillin' and we grillin'. Don't know what we're grilling, but it's New Year's. It's a new year, so we just chilling and grilling. I just want to say thank you to everybody that supports me, supports my content, has supported me any way whatsoever. The people that encourage me to get into VTubing. Just so much love. Like I can't express it enough. Like the amount of love I have for all of you guys, the amount of love I have for all of you people, I cannot put that into words. I cannot. Like Ace, look at Ace just hopping around there. Mads, all of you people. Even the people that don't chat, the people that just lurk, all the people in my guild, all of the people in my Discord server, all of the people that have ever supported me in any which way. Just so much love. And I'm not trying to be fake or anything. People come like, oh, Lag doesn't really care about us. He just says that because he has to. No, I'm not. Anybody who's been here long enough can tell you that that is my MO. That is my modus operandi. I always say these things because I am genuinely grateful. Oh, Lag giving you warm and fuzzies. I always give you warm and fuzzies because you guys are so wholesome. You deserve it. You deserve all of the love. Right? You deserve all of the care. And I would love if people could give me suggestions on how I could spread more love. Not just to the AQ3D community, but to the gaming community in general. I just want people to vibe with. You know? Games to vibe with. Well, we've been streaming for like 3 hours. I probably do need to go spend some time with my family. I just need to. I'm not sure if I'll be back to stream the next live event. I will try my best. But I won't be able to stay too long because it is the New Year's, and I do have to, you know, spend some time with the people I love IRL as well. But I love all of you guys, and I love being here with you. And thank you for spending time with me. Don't forget, 25% off on gifted subs and subs in general on Twitch. But subscribing on YouTube is free, so give me a little sub if you're watching this on YouTube. So before I sign off, I just want to say, Happy New Year. It has been a wonderful 2023, and I genuinely hope that we can have an amazing 2024. To all of you in chat, a warm and fuzzy Happy New Year. And to everybody that watches this in the future, I hope you're doing great. So that's all from me for now. and I'll see you around. Let's see if there's anybody to raid. Is there anybody else streaming AK3 right now? Also, mega shout out to Haruto for the giveaway earlier, and thank you to Artix for coming here. I just want to give some mega shout out to the content creators in chat. Shout out to Loki Monster, shout out to Simo, shout out to Mads aka Ors, shout out to Voss, who's gonna start streaming soon, and shout out to the Helimod. You guys are excuse me, you guys are all amazing, and I love your content, and I want to see more of it. Make me laugh, make me do the funnies, make me do the haha. Alright, you guys are all beautiful people. Don't let anybody else tell you differently. Alright, I don't care what anybody else says, you guys are all beautiful, and I love you. Okay? So, just remember that. If anybody else says that they don't like you, tell them to screw off. Because you have people that care. There's nobody streaming that I can raid, so I'm just gonna end stream. You guys have a very good rest of your day, a very good rest of your night, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye guys.